Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. Like, not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings and you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk. Put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios. Vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right. Look at this.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm bar, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb and the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
What's going on, everybody? Is the fucking Knucklehead Comics. It's Tuesday. You already fucking know. We got Cabs in the building. We got Cap in the building. We got Lay here in spirit. We got a show on the way. And as always, it's your boy Toe Tags. What's going on, everybody?
Before we start, I just want to take a quick moment of prayer. I want everybody to lend me your power. We're going to make a huge spirit bomb, Goku style, and we're just going to hope, and this is for my boy Cap, we're going to hope that the Blue Beetle movie makes it out and it is not suffering the same fate as this Batgirl movie. Everybody put it into existence. We need Blue Beetle. We need Miguel from Cobra Kai. Blue Beetle, just please, you can cancel everything else. For my dog Cap, let's get Blue Beetle out there, please.
Facts.
Suit looks so good. I think the suit looks great.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
surprisingly.
Yeah, I was shocked at how good that suit was looking. I remember when Led posted it in the chat, I was like, oh shit. So please, because I've been hearing a lot of rumblings, and like the director of that movie is like legit, like liking people's comments about Save the Batgirl movie, you know, don't let other movies get canceled, that he's in the community, like he's nervous. The director of that movie is nervous, so I don't want that to happen.
We'll get into that.
We will. We will.
Yeah. The topic of tonight is DC or Warner Brothers Discovery is fucking shit up.
Spicy stuff happening.
I believe that if you translate Warner Bros. Discovery from another language, you get Ezra Miller. You get Ezra Miller because they're fucking shit up. Those motherfuckers.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Tactical nuke. Tactical nuke.
Word.
Tactical
Word, these motherfuckers. But yeah, man, they fucking shit up. But we're gonna definitely talk about that. But as,
question out of the way first.
Yeah. We're gonna have to
I was gonna
clear.
say, as always, we got ourselves a question, and Cabs got the question for us tonight. What's going on?
This is a very simple question. Obviously, it's gonna take a little thinking, but super easy. Just your favorite quote of all time. I'll go first while you guys think. Now, I'm not necessarily sure that this was the first person to ever say this because it's from a movie,
All right.
but it's just a quote that really stuck to me. This is from the movie Snatch. If you haven't seen Snatch, fantastic movie. If you are, if you get a little crazy about English accents and them being a little rough, this movie is like that. Put the captions on, but that shit don't bother me at all. Fantastic film.
I was gonna say, you found a quote within there that you can actually say.
Yeah. Yo, it's funny. There's a SNL skit that's making fun of like those type of like English London Peaky Blinders type media, and at one point they're just like not even talking. It's so funny. It's a good skit. But my favorite quote of all time comes from that movie, Bullet Tooth Tony. I forget this guy's name. He's the one that did Juggernaut in the X-Men movies.
Oh, okay, yeah. He was
Vinny
in Gone in
Jones.
60 Seconds.
Yeah, he is. Vinny Jones. The quote reads, "Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity." Now, I am not. I'm trying to turn a new leaf in life. I'm trying to be a little bit more positive, not negative. I'm not calling anyone stupid, although there is, stupidity is a real thing.
Running rampant.
Ignorance is a real thing. Misinformation is a real thing. You feel me?
Yes.
But when I say the predictability of stupidity, that doesn't necessarily fall to stupid people. What I'm trying to say is that people as a whole, whether you're smart or not, do have instances where they do stupid shit, right?
Yep.
And you could be giving someone an address to your home address, or somebody. So you got your boys coming over, and you got the goofy one in the crew who, everybody got that goof in the crew, right? So you tell them, yo, at the McDonald's, make a left. You're gonna see a red house. You cannot miss that red house. At that red house, make a left. And then you hang up the phone and you're like, he got it. He's not that stupid. He'll make it. No, he is indeed that stupid. He can be that stupid. He could be the smartest person in the world, but they can indeed be that stupid. I don't care how smart you are. Camp Nowhere, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know if you guys remember that movie where the kids took all of their camp money and made their own camp. Great film if you haven't seen Camp Nowhere. Good old Disney feel-good childhood shit. One of the computer geeks who was supposed to go to computer camp but went to this camp, his father was so disappointed in him. He said, "Oh, you're so smart. How would you do this?" And he goes, "Just because I'm smart doesn't mean I can't act stupid." So stupid is as stupid does, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And you can give someone a stupid proof aura around them, and they'll probably still do something dumb. Again, that's not a slight on people. It's not a slight me calling you ignorant or stupid. It just doesn't matter how smart you are. The predictability of human beings doing something stupid is extremely high at all times.
You know what's funny? My uncle used to say, God must love stupid people.
Ignorance is bliss.
Why else would he make so many of them?
Yeah.
That's exactly what my uncle would say.
That's such a good quote. Like, I'm not dissing people. It's just I've seen some smart individuals do some really dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like Reed Richards. Yeah, that's a joke. This is a joke.
Nah, I hear you.
It's a DC podcast.
He can kill you with one whisper from his mouth.
It's a joke. I get it. He was trying to be a nice guy. I get it. But yeah, that's my favorite quote of all time. I do like a Winston Churchill quote as well that says, "When you're going through hell, just keep walking."
Okay.
It's like, don't stay in hell. It's gonna end sooner or later, man. Just keep it pushing, keep it moving. That is that's like I would say my second favorite quote of all time. But yeah, never underestimate the predictability of stupidity, people.
Nice, nice.
Always foolproof shit for people because they'll mess it up.
Oh yeah, and even that isn't a guarantee.
What is the quote? Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity.
Yep.
You got a quote there, Toe or Cap?
I have two.
I have a quote ready.
Okay.
Toe might know. He might know what it is because I don't have taste in philosophical quotes, so I just picked my favorite movie quote.
Hey, I did the same thing.
No, that turned into a philosophical debate. There.
No, yeah.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
This one, I'm not getting it out because I don't feel like yelling in the living room. But I'm gonna just say it, and you're gonna know, so you're not in the cabs. Let me see if you can say what movie this is from.
Okay.
Ready? You still refuse to accept my godhood. Keep your own God. In fact, now might be a good time to pray to him. For I beheld Satan, and he fell from heaven like lightning.
Whoa.
You're gonna kick yourself, Kev.
I know I'm gonna kick myself.
From.
It's from a movie?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I know I've seen it too.
I'll give you a clue if you want.
Give me a clue.
All right. Pay very close attention to how I say what I'm about to say.
Okay, yeah.
So if you don't get this, that's fine. It can get packed up and we can all go home.
I'm gonna kick myself. What's the movie? I'm a fraud.
Street Fighter.
With Van Damme.
Tyson. Julia.
Wait. What was the Guile quote that you just said?
When he was giving the speech.
Yeah. Which right after he says, now who wants to go home and who wants to come with me?
Yeah.
Man, I knew that I saw the movie. And I've watched that movie 15 times. If you would have said the Tuesday quote, though, it would have been 2 on the nose. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but that is my favorite quote. So much so that when I ran our first complete one shot, when I DM'd it, I had told my boy and the other guy go into the room, and the bad guy fully acted that out. And then he turned on the electric generators in the room that they had to dodge.
Yeah, he did a whole scene and everything. That's his go-to.
Damn. If I lived in New York, I would be there for D&D. I promise you. I promise. Excuse me. I promise. Go ahead. So you got one?
Yeah, I have 3. 2 short ones and 1 long one. All right.
Please.
So the first quote is from my pops. And every time we go through some shit, he always goes, sometimes it bees like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one that always stuck with me. Every time something happens, sometimes it bees that way.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? It bees like that. Another one is from my uncle. And it's, if they can't take a joke, fuck them. That's the quote. You know? And then I have one that every time I hear it, it pumps me up. It's from Les Brown. It's kind of lengthy, but, because I listen to motivational speeches, but it goes.
Let's go.
Yeah, if you want to think bad enough, go out and fight for it. To work day and night for it. To give up your time, your peace, and sleep for it. If all you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, you'll gladly sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose your terror of the opposition for it. If you simply go after the thing that you want with all your capacity, strength, and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern tenacity, if neither cold, poverty, famine, nor gout, sickness, nor pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dodged and grim, you besieged and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it.
Suck it, Green Lantern. Jeez.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's poetry, fam.
Yeah, but the way he says it is powerful, and it's one of those shits. It's like, yeah.
So can I ask you a question? Like, when you first heard that, were you going through anything? Did it clear something up in your mind? Like, tell me where you were when you heard this quote.
All right. So, like, a lot of the stuff I went through is because of my mom. So I
'Cause your
was
mom's,
trying,
yeah.
yeah. So I was trying to find myself again. And
Okay.
the one thing that everybody said, I was hard headed, and I'm one of those people that I'll sit there for 3 hours to make sure I get something. Like, I'm willing to die to find a specific peanut butter. If I set my mind out for it, we going to get it. You know what I'm
Sorry,
saying?
before you continue, you guys crunchy or smooth? I know I've asked this before.
I don't like peanut butter, but I was getting it for someone for her birthday.
Okay.
Because I knew she liked it. I was like, oh, fuck it. I never seen this shit before, so let me see if I can find it. Yeah, that.
I actually remember going with him to fucking 5 stores for this.
It was a specific peanut butter. What is it? Some like Green Wise, freaking organic shit?
No, it was like
It
some
was a
strawberry
specific flavor.
cinnamon. It was like some
Okay.
strawberry cinnamon some shit. Like, it was some shit I've never heard of before.
Okay. So none of you guys like peanut butter?
I'm not a big fan of it. No.
So you guys don't do peanut butter and jelly?
Nah, I do mayonnaise sandwich.
Hey, we're not talking about that right now. I'm down for a mayonnaise sandwich. Maybe put a little cheese on there.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, I prefer my grilled cheese with mayo in there than butter, but you can't really heat up mayo. It's not the best thing to do. Anyways, where were you with this quote?
All right, so like I said, I was feeling lost and kind of alone, and I was in the middle of trying to I was in the middle of continuing to do the t-shirt thing with Crows.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle was a big help with that.
Mm-hmm.
And when he passed, I was like focused on like getting this printer and trying to start the business and stuff. But it was one of those points where I was kind of fighting myself, because it's like you want to do it for them, but they're not here, so it's like, you know, like they can't. It was one of those things. It's like, I want to do it for them, and I want to keep doing it because I'm hard headed and I don't know how to stop. But a part of me is like, it's almost pointless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hearing stuff like this, it's like, I know I want this, and I want it for more than just for them to be proud of me. This is something I had my goals sets out for. But you know, it was just it's reaffirming that it's okay for me to give my all to things. And that's why, like, when we started streaming, I was, you know, doing everything and I wanted everything perfect. But once we started doing the podcast, that's when I found the passion. I was like, all right, I'm all in on this. You know what I'm saying? And I never had a second thought about, should I do this or shouldn't I do this?
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for sharing that. That was actually very nice, brother. I really appreciate you sharing that, man. And Kenny is in here choosing violence immediately.
Yep.
Is he mad about you getting him banned the other day?
Wait, no, he got himself banned this morning.
Okay, we see your message, Kenny. We see it.
Kenny, you misspelled Goldberg, okay? You misspelled Goldberg, and I'm not gonna call you out for it, but since you want to act like, you know, we don't see your message, we got it.
I'm sorry, Cap. You was gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say that I feel like I need to find a deep quote or something.
No, man. That's the good thing. That's the good thing about these questions, where we could just, like, you know, just answer it however you want. Like, that's the thing. Like, Le gave us some questions to ask, which we will ask later in the podcast. But I told them, like, you know, those are great questions to ask during the podcast, pertinent to what we're discussing today. But, like, you know, this beginning is just a little bit about us. Like, the other day, you asked a really deep question, and I spoke about Pokemon Go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the good thing about these questions, where you could just perceive it and answer it differently. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do this shit. It's like, first of all, it's a good ice-breaking exercise, number one. You know, number two, we learn about each other. Obviously, you guys know everything about each other, and, you know, you have been doing podcasts with Le, but, like, me and Le know each other personally. But there's things that I'm finding out about Le through this podcast every day still, after 20 some odd years of friendship, you know? So I was like, answer how you want, you know? I appreciate the goofy answers, not the crazy whimsical ones. Doesn't always have to be something like that. That's a good question.
You know how we met, Cabs?
Wait. How did Toe and Cap meet me, or how did I meet Le? You know, be a little bit more specific.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. So how I met Cabs
Yeah.
was damn, I forgot his name. But me, Krills, and Joe P
And Joe P.
would play Fortnite with another person. I forgot. Damn, I forgot his name. Pills. Yes, with another guy, and he chose to run away every time we got into a firefight. And I remember Krills was like, "Yo, I got another boy that plays video games. You just got," and we was catching W's, and
Yeah,
that's
we were.
how we met. I remember like the first or second time we played, we had like 4 or 5 W's.
Yeah,
back,
we was
back to
getting
back,
dubs,
bro.
and I was fresh to Fortnite, but I didn't run off as much, so essentially I was just a meat shield. You feel me? So like
Yeah.
while these guys handle business, I was just taking shots for everybody, and then I started getting a little better.
Yeah.
Funny story about that. Throughout the Knucklehead verse, I was known as Deep Voice.
Yes.
Because I just came out of nowhere one day. And when I first came in, there was a few, I know Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot was the one that gave me that
Yep.
name.
Yep, he was.
But there was a couple other Knucklehead, like, regulars in there. So I was like,
Yeah.
yo, who the fuck is this guy? His voice is so deep. And Deep Voice was alive. And then I remember I was in this house already. I just moved in here October 2020, and I got back home. I was a little banged up, and you guys were doing a podcast, and I just happened to catch it, and I started saying mad shit about Krills, just kind of co-signing everything Krills was saying about certain stories. So I think Toe was just hop on. And I'm like,
I remember the story of the bums in the bank.
Yeah, the bum. Oh my god.
Yeah, the bank.
It was the bank and the bum. Those are two different stories.
Yes.
But yeah, so I was on there for like an hour and a half. That's how I met. That's how I got to like know a little bit more about Joe P. So that was back in, I would say that's like December 2020, I think.
Yeah.
It was at Christmas time, I believe. And then one day, like I remember we started following each other, and he was like, yo, anytime, we be bugging out on the cam, just come through. And then I remember I just told Le one day, like, yo, this was actually shortly after that so it had to be 21. This was last year, like right before the podcast started was when I did that with y'all.
Yeah.
Then I remember I told Les shortly after, I was like, yo, I see you guys got the wrestling podcast. See you guys got this. Like, yo, if y'all want to do like a Marvel comic book, DC shit, I'm with that. And literally let texts me like, yo, you good next Tuesday? I was like, what? So, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Jump right on that shit.
I was using a cell phone. I was using my work laptop. I ended up getting a computer for this shit.
Yeah. Yo, one quick story. Right before we started playing with you, Cavs, it was me and Pills versus 2 other people, and I'm firing. And all I hear in the background is, Pills, fucking shoot someone. What the fuck are you doing? And Pills is like, I'm fighting him. And Krills is like, I'm watching you. I'm fucking watching you. You ain't doing shit. Stop hiding. You're hiding behind a fucking wall.
He be looting.
Dude, it was hilarious. And I wound up winning the game for us, which was rare. Because I wasn't that nice in Fortnite, but it was at the time I was good.
Sure.
And it was hilarious because we won, and I just hear Krills go, "You motherfucker! You should fucking help him. What are you hiding for?"
It's funny because Krills got mad love for Pills.
Yeah.
But they just can't play video games together. Like Krills is over that shit. Like, and Pills like we be on the mic playing with Pills all day long. Like, and it has not changed. Like, Pills will leave us in a firefight to go loot. And it's like, yo, the loot ain't going nowhere. Like, even if you open the chest, whatever the game, this could be massively multiplayer online. This could be a battle royale. This could be team deathmatch multiplayer shit. It's like, yo, even if you open the suitcase and the things come out, it's still just there. Let's finish the fight, then we could go loot. No, he still doesn't. He sees like it's like when a dog sees another dog and it just goes straight for the ass. That's Pills with loot. He can't see a treasure. he needs to go and get that shit immediately. Like if Pills played D&D with us, like he's getting us killed every time just for treasure, which could kind of make a fun dynamic when you have like a second character. You have like a greedy thief or whatnot. It's just he could be part of the party, but it's always loot first for him. But in video games, that shit don't work, Pills. It just doesn't.
No,
and even in
doesn't.
a campaign, that would not work. But yeah, that's Pills.
To answer the question on my end, Vin was like, or Toe was like, yo, we're doing a comic book thing. You want to do it? And I was like, no, I don't want to be on here. I was like, I hate watching other people's opinions. I don't think anybody's going to give a shit what I got to say. So I didn't do the first one. Saw your guys' first one. And then Vin was like, yo, you want to do it? And I'm like, for what? I'm going to say the same shit they said.
No.
I was like, we're pretty much in line. And then he browbeated me to get on, and I've been here. That's it.
And now everybody values your opinion.
That's right.
Mostly us. Yeah. Good times. Son, it is officially, next week will officially be a year. 52 episodes in. God damn.
Crazy.
Toe has been here for each one of those episodes, bro. I've missed a lot of time. Les missed time. Cap, you missed like an episode or two.
No, I missed some time because of doing doubles.
Yeah.
But that was rare.
Rare. Every single interview you guys have ever done on this podcast.
Oh, the interviews, yeah. The interviews, yeah. The interviews.
Every single one of them.
Which I might be. I'm trying to get another interview, but I haven't got a response yet. It's still fresh. Let's see. But
like your quote says, keep at it.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep at it.
But yeah, so hopefully you'll be there for that one.
Who knows?
Word. But yeah, man, that is fucking 52 episodes next week.
52. Yo, Krills hit me up earlier, and he was like, "Yo, so tier list or what?" So I think the last episode of every month we could do a tier list. That's what I'm thinking. The last Tuesday of every month.
Yeah,
I need to get ready for work. But let me say that if it wasn't for Toe, I would have quit podcasting altogether. That is quite the compliment.
Word.
Quite the compliment.
Don't blame me for that shit, Kenny.
like his quote says, man, just keep it pushing, keep it going. You know, it's funny because Toe, like doing this podcast and you know, I used to, if you followed me on Instagram back in the day, I used to post a lot of stupid videos and say a lot of goofy shit. There was one video that I posted up about like when Instagram started, when you could post that whole ask me a question thing.
Yeah. I made
the dumbest video to that, but like people blew up. Yo, Krills reposted, all the guys reposted. That shit blew up, right? I used to do a lot of videos like that, but I stopped. I'm like super busy. And I used to stream, which I also stopped, super busy. But now getting into the podcast, have Toe there. You know, I've been trying to get back into editing because this guy's a freaking whiz at that shit. You know, trying to get back into streaming, trying to do a whole bunch of shit. Like, Toe, you definitely like put that battery in a lot of our backs. That's for damn sure.
Hey, man, I try, man. I try. If there's one thing that I've learned is that sometimes you need to be around someone who's relentless for you to see that, okay, yeah, you know what, because when me and Cruz went to the gym, I wasn't always relentless, but it would be one of those things like one of us every other day or every other week would have to be like, yo, let's just go.
Yeah.
And we get there, and then as soon as we get there, it's on. And now we're not competing with each other, but we're also not competing with each other, you know? Yeah. And then you see, it's like the more you want to do something and someone's interested in it, the more they're interested in it.
For sure.
So it's contagious. So, you know, I'm not only feeding you guys, but you guys are feeding me also. You know, we're doing it. You know, we're feeding off of each other.
Facts. Like, you know what's funny too? Like, that's the thing about the gym. You just gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, just get there, which is the hard part. Yep. Like when I'm at the gym, I was using the gym upstairs. I have a gym on the top floor of my apartment. It wasn't open for a while because of COVID. Then it opened again, and I was like, bet. So I was going there, and I didn't know that it was open. my building is actually really good at sending emails and updates and putting shit in the lobby, but I don't read none of that shit. But I did see the email that the gym was open. So I started going back. Great. It's a little gym, a couple machines. It's no bigger than my apartment, really. So it's just a little, it's in a building. They don't have to do that. They're just doing that for the love, right? Yeah. So then now everybody knows that the gym is open. So there's like lines in there. It's super packed. It's a small place. So I'm just like, whatever. But when I was going to the gym, I have a chair as soon as I come in, and I have my gym clothes there, because if I sat down, if I had a drink, if I turned on the television, if I turn on the PS5, it's not happening. So like I wouldn't even turn on my lights, dude. I would come in, take off my work clothes, leave it right there on the floor. Like I didn't even want to go into my room. Put on my shorts, put on my sneakers, put on a shirt, grab a bottle of water, head upstairs. Because if I lasted 10 minutes in this house without going upstairs, it wasn't gonna happen.
Oh yeah. I've always said it. If I walk in my house, I do not plan on leaving.
Yeah. Facts. That's so
we gotta do it on before I walk in my house. I'm not going nowhere else.
It's funny because you'll wake up, not go anywhere, and then go outside. And like if you're going out for the evening or something, or you're gonna go meet up with some friends. But if the minute I'm back in this bitch, it could be 1 p.m., it could be 1 a.m. The minute I'm back in this bitch, I'm not coming out.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So damn. So I just had a similar thing like that. Go ahead, Cap.
I was just gonna say I spent 4 years in the military doing workouts and gyms and running and all that shit. And I can with all confidence tell you I've never once hit a zone where I was like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
Every PT test I've ever done, if they told me I only had to do 26, I only did 26. if I had to run a mile and a half in 12 minutes, I ran it maybe 11:30. I put no effort in. I'm hitting the track now because I'm trying to drop a little bit of weight. I've cut out all fucking eating sugars and all that shit.
Oh, no.
No, well, I didn't cut out.
He's
the
intermittent fasting.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely no candy, cake, ice cream, cookies, none of that shit. I'm trying to figure out drinks though.
Okay.
And for the love of God, nobody can make anything with fucking flavor in it. It's frustrating. But I've cut back my soda to maybe like 1 or 2 a day, maybe. Or like if I had, like the other day, if I had 3, then the next day I won't have shit.
Okay.
But even now, hitting the track, I do it. But the whole time, I have to put myself in another world.
Yeah.
I cannot hit the track and think about doing the track. I have to come up with a story or some scenario because I don't get the whole workout shit. The whole you get the high off the pump
The
and you
the dopamine.
Yeah, I don't get dopamines from that.
Well,
who you jump up on screen. I don't get dopamine from petting his ass, petting the cat. The only thing in this life that has ever truly given me dopamines is fucking sugar. And that's the one thing I can't do.
My biggest problem when I'm losing weight, ironically enough, after last week's episode, is juice. Like I don't get me wrong, I love water. I drink water. I have water right here. I have water right here. Cheers to the water. Yeah, we know what you got. The official in the can, though. Yes. Yeah. Yo, when that shit, like, when it, like, freezes a little bit, that you kind of got, like, a slushy in that can, I don't care how slow that shit come out. It's gorgeous every time. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, at work, I drink water all day. It's just easy. I could refill my water bottle. I don't got to go downstairs. Sometimes I go and get a juice for sure. But, like, if I'm eating a meal, I hate eating with water, especially breakfast. Like if I don't have some OJ with my eggs and bacon, I'm heated. Like I don't like that. So that's Mio has a lot of crap in it, but it does the damn trick. It does.
Yo.
It does.
You don't know. I literally has spent the last 3 weeks looking up. I can't have any of the Mio because of all that shit in there. I can't have any of the other. Like, I love sparkling ice. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
sparkling ice, cool.
Oh.
Nope, that shit's fucking bad. I've looked up the legitimate health benefits of all of the shit, and the 3 things that I found that are the absolute healthiest. One is Stir, like it's an energy, not energy, but it's a water supplement thing like Mio.
Okay.
That shit.
Sure.
Yeah, that.
I'm gonna look into that.
Well, wait until what I say.
Oh God.
I put that shit in the drink. Mio has more flavor than that shit does. I immediately got stomach aches, stomach cramps. I used the bathroom more times than I've ever used in my fucking life.
No.
I was at the track having the running farts around the fucking track. Yo, to the point I tried 2 different flavors. So like, all right, maybe it's this specific flavor. No. Both flavors, I was like, nah, this shit's garbage. I have this thing, Spindrift. It's supposed to be salsa water. Literally, salsa water, lemon juice, lime juice, cherry juice, because it's a pink lemonade, and hibiscus for color. It's the only fucking thing in there. That's it. Tastes like nothing. Smells like heaven, tastes like nothing. And I'm like, I bought collagen water. That's the last thing I'm gonna try.
Collagen water.
It's water. It's strawberry juice, lemon juice, and monk fruit for sweetness. I'm gonna give that a try. If not, you might just see me in here every week, mad as hell.
Yeah. Fuck the MCU.
No, I don't know why. Like, if you open up the Spindrift and you smell it, you're like, yo, this shit smells like pink lemonade. And then you drink it and you're like, this shit tastes like nothing.
Yeah.
Not even the carbon. I hate carbonated water. The only reason I can drink the Spindrift thing is because even that's fucking lightly done. And it's like, yo, what? You can't. If we can't make shit that's healthy taste good, what the fuck is the point of healthy shit then? Why are you gonna tell me to eat that?
I will tell you this: monk fruit artificial sweetener is like the closest to sugar that's actually decent for you to eat that you're gonna get. But that shit is pricey.
So it's not even artificial; it's literal monk fruit.
Well, yeah.
There's no artificial shit.
I mean like artificial sugar, like a substitute for sugar is what I meant. Yeah. Like monk fruit. Now, I would order from Amazon the big bag of monk fruit. That's just $25. That's a lot of money for sugar. And then what I was doing, I was taking just water, lemons, and putting some monk fruit in it to make lemonade. I love lemonade, and it was actually decent. But in order to get a good sweet ratio, you have to put mad monk fruit in. It's like, I'm going through this bag in 3 days, $25. So I just realized,
you gotta go put fucking sugar in it.
Yeah, if you're gonna be healthy, part of you is gonna have to be miserable. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's no fun diets. That shit don't exist.
Look at that statement. Hey, let's break this down for a little bit before we get into this. If you're gonna live a healthy lifestyle, you're going to have to give up some fun.
Yeah.
Or transform something you're doing and make it fun for you. If you want to live a religious, like moral lifestyle, you're going to have to give up some fun. Do you know what you don't have to give up fun in? If you do the opposite, and I'm not talking about like completely immoral shit. I'm just saying, if you don't go to religion, you don't go to church, if you're not worried about premarital sex and all that shit, you can have all the fun you want. And then what happens? You get disease, you get fat, you get some other shit, an early grave. So your choices are either have all the fun you can and ride it out to the end, or be fucking miserable and live until you're 110.
Which, living to 110 within itself does not sound fun. But I want to try to make it as long as possible. I have I try to be good during the week and then go ham during the weekend. But I've noticed that I just go too ham in the weekends, and it just completely wipes out the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no. It's that age-old question.
Yeah.
That's why the quote. Speaking of quotes, that's why the quote "I'm here for a good time, not a long time" was created. It's for those Charlie Sheen motherfuckers that just said, "I'm gonna go, and whatever's in my way, I don't care. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna have a good time, and if I can make it at 65, perfect." But yeah, I'm not trying to live that life.
Yeah. Well, that's why people talk about that pump shit. Because if you ever hear someone at the gym talk about a pump, it's a bodybuilder or a fucking fitness model, because they're eating food that does not satisfy them taste wise. They don't get any pleasure from the food they have. They're just eating it for fuel.
Yeah.
So now when they get the delusions of grandeur, I'm lifting heavy, I'm activating the muscle I want because you're so focused. That's where you get that dopamine, because there's a reward now for something you're doing. You know what I'm saying? They're replacing all that shit with the, you know, with the pleasure of eating to the destruction of your body of working out.
Facts.
You know? Because you ask any normal person that goes to the gym, they will not tell you nothing about no pump. They won't tell you shit about nothing. They just be like, yo, I went to the gym. I've been going to the gym. I'm feeling pretty good. And if you turn around and say you feeling pretty good after you went to the gym, you went to the gym wrong. You went to the gym wrong.
You're supposed to be hurting a little bit.
Yeah. You know how many times me and Krills would walk out of the gym on some, yo, I can't move, bro.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Especially after leg day, your fucking legs are shaking and shit. That's real.
Like, yo, dude, we get a package. It'll be 20 pounds, and we just finished chest. And I'll be like, yo, Krills, help me out with this. And I can't lift it up because I can't squeeze the box to lift it up. And it's like, yeah. So if you feel
two
good
motherfuckers in the gym all day who have worked out so hard they need help with each other lifting 20 pounds. No, that's real. That's I remember one time. And I promise we'll get into Batgirl.
Word.
My boy, one of my friends, he had gone to the gym. He took a sabbatical and went to the gym first day and went heavy. You know that's number one mistake. You're gonna be sore. So we're at some party. I'm drinking whatever, and when you drinking, you at a party. You know, you go behind people. Yo, what's up? So I went behind him and I said, and he just like he was ready to fight me. That shit hurt him so much. I was like, because he had told us like, yo, I'm a little sore. Everybody be careful. But I forgot. My man said, get the fuck up. He said, John, man, I'm like, my bad. Forgot. It's like when you get a tattoo or something.
Yeah.
So wait, can real quick?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Batgirl, but can we just take these next 18 minutes to talk about Prey?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
hell yes.
Oh,
can we do that?
Real quick, before we talk about Prey. Cabs, have you ever had one of those slushies from Dunkin' Donuts, like the blue raspberry ice colada shit?
Absolutely.
Have you ever tried the watermelon one?
No, I have not.
All right, so the watermelon tastes like shit. It tastes like, so that black cherry stir shit I just showed you tasted like that watermelon with a metal fucking aftertaste.
I hate the metal aftertaste.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite thing in cuisine.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm going,
it tastes like your mouth is bleeding.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wish I had one of them quarter waters now. You know what I'm saying? And I drank I forced half of it down and said, fuck this. I got a can of soda. I said, yo, think about this logic. We're about 80% water. Our body is made out of 80% water, right? Soda's made out of 80% water. So if I drink something that's 80% water, I'm matching my water intake just like that. If I'm drinking 100% water, I'm throwing off the balance of my body.
I get so upset. That you've broken soda down to the molecule almost. You've legit scientifically broke down why it's like not a bad thing to drink soda. It annoys me because I try so hard not to drink soda. I try so hard. And it's like, well, listen, soda's 80% water. Your body's 80% water. So essentially, I'm just keeping up with I'm like, so you're so wrong, but you make it sound so right.
Astrophysicist over here.
That's why math sucks. Because math is always math. Yeah. But you could freak some good words and make shit sound real nice. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I treat water, sodas and shit like that like WWE. Like I watch the WWE. But if you give me any other wrestling organization that's a little bit good, I would leave the WWE quick and go over. I'm always
as long as it's good.
ECW, New Japan. I'm always everything else beside. I just haven't found any fucking thing that makes me feel as happy as drinking a fucking Pepsi.
I don't care,
and that goes for life too. That's why I don't date nobody. That's why I don't mess around with the sins of man, as they call it, because I haven't found not one thing that makes me as happy as a fucking Pepsi.
Yo, and you know what? It's like, look, like I do hate when people say shit like, oh, if you're thirsty, you got to drink water. Nah, like soda refreshes me too. Like I don't stay thirsty. And I tell you, if I fill up this whole cup with a bunch of ice and some soda, I'll be all right. I won't be thirsty. Like I could buy a 20-ounce bottle of Pepsi, drink it, and be refreshed. Like that's fine. That's the one thing I hate about like these workout people and these fitness coaches and all of that. Like, you can lie to yourself all you want. Don't lie to me. Like, I understand that McDonald's is not good for you, but McDonald's is delicious. Like, I understand that fast food isn't good for you, but fast food is delicious. Maybe not all of it. You might have your things. Maybe that might be a good tier list. Fast foods. That might be a good thing. But like, don't tell me turkey bacon is better than real bacon. And I know there's some people that I'm not hearing that. I'm not. I've tried both of them. I will respect your opinion. I know turkey bacon is better for you. It's healthier for you. It's less greasy. No. Turkey bacon is not going to ever beat real bacon. Nope. Maybe in nutritional facts and health facts, but like it's not better. Like all these Herbalife people, they're like, oh, I love my, fucking
87
food.
pills.
Like, bro, they fucking open cake from a bottle. Like, if your cake comes in a protein bottle, we got a problem.
Yeah.
My cake needs to be in a plastic foldable covering. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like when you put like that's like. So like, if Herbalife people were to if fitness people were to come up and be like, instead of 6 a.m, and you could tell that they're irritated, but they're like drinking their cute little teas. They're like, start the day, and they're drinking their teas. If they were to be on some realistic shit, like, yo, it's 6 o'clock. I hate everything. This tea is so gross. But you know what? I might live a little longer. I would rather join up more there. Like, if you were to tell me, hey, this food is disgusting, but it's not all the bad shit that McDonald's had, I would listen to you a lot more than if you just lie. Don't lie. McDonald's is delicious. McDonald's fries are top tier.
Yep.
Like, stop. Don't lie to me. You lie to yourself all you want. Lie to your followers. Don't lie to me. Like, fast food is delicious.
Yeah. And you know what the crazy this is one thing I've learned. One, I don't eat a lot during the day, but I eat a lot when I sit down. and I can go an entire day with the same bottle of soda, but I can drink a 2-liter when I eat. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm normal day, I'll have one fucking can of soda. I'll be good. Yo. When I'm eating, I'll have a 2-liter with me because I need a drink when I'm eating.
If I order a pizza, if it's a Saturday and I get a pizza, I get some breadsticks, maybe some wings, like I could have sitting down, I could have just 2 slices, 2 little pieces of chicken wings, 2 breadsticks. That 2-liter will be fucking ghost. For sure.
Yeah. It's
As
gone.
opposed to while I'm working, I could just have 1 soda and be all right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I try not to have soda at work though, because the sweetness kind of like backfires later on. I start getting really sleepy. I don't, whatever. But yeah, pray.
Yes, pray.
Okay, I did have a few problems with the film, but this is a really incredible film. Like
it is,
bro. This was just a real this was a hunter. My man started with small game and worked his way up. My favorite part of this movie was the bear fight. Like, I know there was some CGI stuff going on there. It was a low budget movie. Give it a break. But that bear fight, my man was just like lifting a bear, it's just blood falling everywhere. Just great film.
I love how, like you were saying, when he landed, he was scanning. What is the food chain here?
Yes.
Oh, this is the top. Boom. Then he went to the wolf. It's like, all right. So the snake was nothing. What about this? The dog's a little bigger. The dog's the thing. Let's go. And then the wolf wasn't afraid. Get to the bear. Sees, oh, it's chasing the human. That's nothing. The bear's what I got to worry about. Like, he had a hierarchy. He had a fucking system that he stuck to. He didn't do anything outside of his system.
Yeah.
He was fucking hands-on.
Yeah.
He was fighting
He's
motherfuckers.
like, yo, put all that fucking tech shit away. He might not even had all of it. He's just like, yo, fuck it. We going hands-on.
He really just came to hunt.
Yeah. If he didn't have that invisible shit, he'd have got fucking handed. Oh, the brother would have handed him his ass.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's one thing I like. Like, he didn't seem as OP. He had certain things, and it was a little primitive. I mean, it's funny calling what he had primitive, and we're seeing it in 2022 as opposed to what the first Predator had, which was super techie, but it was at the times it couldn't be like, portrayed that way. Yeah. So it was weird. His mask, it was like out of ivory almost. I thought it was it's like bone. Super cool. That shit looks, she looks sick.
Another thing I like, the juxtaposition of watching the Predator, like almost look in real time, learn what the threats are, what's the game, is the same shit. If you're paying attention, you're watching Nura. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but the girl.
Yeah.
The main character. You're watching her in real time figure out, all right, this is what I need to do when I finally get to the end. Everything she does at the end, she's learned. When she fell in the pit, the quicksand trap.
Yeah, and
fell in it, she know. The helmet, she saw the helmet and how it worked and how those things only go. The thing with the gun, she learned how to use the gun. She learned,
Naru,
yes. She learned. She also evolved. I want to hear what your problems are with the movie because I have storytelling problems.
It's some of the acting was a little off, my opinion. I think the brother sometimes came off as a little too dickish. I don't know, not dickish. He's being a big brother. It's fine. I don't know. Some of his I think it's because of trying to portray, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but trying to portray, I think his portrayal of a Native American, I think he is. I'm not sure. I didn't look into none of this. Some of it felt a little kind of, I don't know what the word is, kind of like early cowboyish,
So,
it just
two things. One, that is literally the way he sounds in interviews.
Okay,
he has that cadence in his voice.
So I didn't know. I didn't look him up. So that's why I was a little weird about it.
So I've seen countless interviews with him now.
Okay.
In the lead up, that's just the cadence of his voice.
Okay.
Two, this is his first acting job.
Okay.
So he's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Three, they had to do every scene multiple times because not only did they do the scene in English, then they went and did the scene again in Comanche.
Yeah.
Which you can now go and watch. Which I'm going to watch the movie again in Comanche.
That is actually pretty cool. But yeah, it's small issues. I still give this movie a solid 8.5. Very solid. It was low budge, but I mean that's kind of the point. It wasn't like a big theatrical release. One thing that did irk me was the non-subtle predator prey little shots that they did. They did it twice where it's oh, the rat eats the bug, the snake eats the rat, then the predator kills the snake. I'm like, okay, guys, but that's just nitpicking.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was great. Fun movie. I watched it on a whim. It was like 12 in the morning. And I was super up. Like I was just up.
Yeah.
So like, fuck it, let's watch this movie.
Yeah.
I was into it. I like the girl. I like one of the dopest things about this movie is its little details. The fact that she had to throw the axe multiple times before it latched on. I was like, yes, because superheroes throw it once and it's just like, got it. The fact that she was missing the deer when she was throwing it, which led her to say, he's like, damn, I gotta go get this shit now. You know what? Let me put a rope on this motherfucker so it could be easier. And that led to the ultimate progression later on. I thought the pace of the movie was just flawless.
Yeah.
It didn't stall at all. Even when you were like explaining stuff, it didn't stall. And like, it was just like, it was one setting. It was like dark most of the times, but I was still just so into it. Like, I want to see how this girl is gonna take off this predator. It was cool. Very cool movie.
What do you call it?
I'm gonna be right back.
Before I get into what my problem was, I heard a couple of people on the internet was like, "Oh, this is a woke movie and this is a Mary Sue," and I'm like, first off, she failed at almost everything she tried.
Yeah,
she ran away multiple times.
Almost got killed by the lion.
Yeah, like you see where she actually had to learn. And then you learn other shit. Like, okay, she is a good tracker.
Yeah.
She is good at medicine. She does know how to fight because her brother is the fucking man in this damn tribe.
Yeah.
Why would he have not?
He's the warrior of the village.
Yeah. The only thing, like, I don't see where this whole thing where she's a Mary Sue shit comes in, because like one of the other reviews I saw, if you can believe, a 50-something-year-old man, Danny Glover, who was in 1984 was already too old to be a cop.
Yeah.
Now in 1990 is not too old to fucking fight a predator. If he can fight a predator, she can do exactly what she did. Because she didn't go toe-to-toe and like fucking hands-on jujitsu him.
It was all traps.
She did tantamount the same thing that Arnold did. Arnold didn't go fucking hand-to-hand.
No,
Yeah.
you
used
can't.
His environment and set the motherfucker up.
And the gunshot, point blank, definitely weakened that motherfucker. The fight that he had in the field against all of the Frenchmen definitely weakened him. Like, yo, this was a primitive predator. Let's get that.
Was taking damage.
From every
The wolf even got
wolf.
him.
So the wolf bit him immediately, and he screamed. He said, "Oh shit!"
The bear almost beat his ass. Like
this was
the brother got the jump on him, and you could tell that with the brother, if you get the jump on this predator, you can go hand to hand with him. And
he says the famous line, "If it bleeds, you can kill it."
Nope.
I did like the callbacks. I did like the callbacks. I was very happy about the callbacks. I like her subtle callback. She's like, come on, do it.
Yeah.
Come on, come kill me. Yeah, that was fun.
They didn't go overboard, which was good.
They didn't, which is great. I do like the bomb that he dropped. That was fun. I did like seeing him, even though some of the CG was cheap, but I'm an MCU guy, so I'm used to it. Hey, when he was jumping tree to tree like a ninja, I was like, yo, like I feel like this Predator was just a lot more combat focused. Like he was sloppy in his approach. I feel like this was almost like a test. It's like, all right, let's drop a Predator in this primitive world and see what happens. I feel like, bro, from the minute he went there, it was just to fight. It was just to see who is the man here.
You know what I like the most is you can definitely make the leap from this Predator and go straight to the 1987 one and go,
oh yeah,
I see why that Predator did what he did his way.
Oh
why
yeah,
he didn't go hands combat and all that shit.
Oh yeah, like yo, and I just feel like Krills. I was talking about this Krills. He was like, yo, I love how even in camouflage, he's so defined. Like the shot when he's getting off the ship and he's just looking at the world and he's in camo, it was still just as menacing as seeing him whole. Like, dude, it was really cool movie. Really cool.
This thing did what I love when movies do.
There
it had me looking in the background of every scene to see if I could see a silhouette.
I was so nervous.
Like, yo, where is he?
I was so nervous.
There's one thing that I've noticed in this movie that I enjoyed was, I know you can't mention this movie, but Alien versus Predator.
Ugh.
When the Predator killed one of the aliens and took the shit and started marking his face with it, I was like, okay, so now we know where he got that from, because that's what they did when they killed the lion. He put the lion's blood all over his face to be like, yo, this is the trophy and shit. I was like, all right, so they probably learned it from these guys. Another thing that I liked was he didn't really learn how to be a predator. He just he went there to who's the baddest motherfucker here.
Yeah, I want him.
Where the other predator was like, I'm learning tactics. He goes, like, I know these people are a fucking elite unit, so I'm gonna learn their tactics and use it against them. He was like, who's the baddest motherfucker here? Because when they set those traps, he didn't give a shit about the traps. He was like, yo, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, bro, this guy wanted smoke. Yes. That's why I feel like, and again, nowadays you put a female lead, which we will talk about in just a sec. Now that show is here, you put a female lead, you put a gay character anywhere, and it's woke. Like, bro, this is a tribe. Like, they literally, what they did every day was live in horrible conditions and survive. These guys would get together to kill humongous animals. They could take down bears. They can take down wolves. They can take down lions. And
Buffalo.
Buffalo. And yes, I understand that she was a younger female. Like, oh, how can she go toe to toe against a predator? Because this was kind of her destiny. Obviously, I don't know Comanche and I can't say, but there's like a ritual that they go through to become this warrior.
Yeah.
And the brother even said, it's like, this is what you pick. This is what you pick. You couldn't have picked anything else. And she was like, yo, I keep seeing these signs, man. I keep seeing it's.
Because the ritual is you have to hunt something that hunts you.
Correct. So it's like, yeah, and not only that, what we just said, like, and again, the weirdness of having this Predator in 2022 seem more primitive and outdated than a Predator we saw in 1980 something. I know it's a weird concept, but clearly this guy was straight up primitive, and his job was smoke. Now, if we can continue this timeline that they've created, and maybe he was just sending signals up top of what he encountered, I think that shit would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I don't know if you watched the credits. There's no end credit scene, but
okay, because I looked.
So the credits depict what happens next, where the tribe they tell everybody they move the tribe, and then more ships come in.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah, it's in the little like paintings that they have. More ships show up. At least 2 more.
And the crazy shit is like his technology was proven because he was using arrows, like laser guided arrows to shoot instead of for lasers. Yeah. But if you think about it, it's like, yo, back in those times, there weren't really much tactics. If you wanted to fight the biggest motherfucker, it was a brute you fought. You fought a fucking Viking looking motherfucker that was 6'8", 400 pounds, came up, bear slapped you. There was no tactics there. The Indians had to develop the tactics because of survival and shit. Like the French had the guns. You don't need tactics when you go bang bang, mother. It's like Bruce Lee. There's no point to learn martial arts when someone can pull a gun on you.
Yeah.
There's no martial art that prevents the bullet from going through you.
It's funny when they popped off and then they had to like reload extremely fast. And then again, a 2022 movie looking more primitive. That was one of my favorite things about this flick, is how it's a new movie. Yeah, it was a little low budget, sure, but it was a new movie in 2022. But they're using more primitive tech than, because these motherfuckers had guns. Like they had fucking
Muskets.
Jesse Ventura had a minigun.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah.
mowing shit down. Well, these guys are
muskets.
reloading muskets.
And
That-
flintlock pistols.
yeah, that shit was so funny to me. But the Predator also was a little bit primitive.
What up,
and
bro?
by the way, what's up, Pro? What's up, Show?
What up,
Thank you
Show?
for coming. You caught us mid-prey. We were about to get into Batgirl soon. We were actually stalling time for you.
Yes.
Wink.
Yeah.
We're just going off. You know how we go off. But
I know.
when the brother like is like toe to toe with this guy, and he takes the freaking the shit through him, like through his back,
Yo.
the spear. I said, "Oh, we got him." So we
Yo.
got him.
My favorite part is when the brother's fighting him, shoots an arrow, runs around, up, give me that back.
Give me
shoots
that
him
arrow.
again, grabs the other arrow, shoots him again. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's the man.
Broski was that dude, bro.
Yeah.
Acting kind of, but again, you know what it reminded me of? You guys ever seen Joe Dirt?
Yeah.
You see the just controversial, very offensive Indian, Native American friend that he has. He kind of reminded me of that. And I'm like, is this, but now you explain to me it's his first acting gig and this is how he really talks. I thought they were just like I felt like someone went up to him and was like, hey, we know it's 2022, but can you just sound a little bit more?
No,
That's just how he
really good.
sounds. Okay,
Yeah.
good. And I should have done my research because I usually do, but I didn't do research for Prey. Had I heard him and I'm like, oh, this is just how this dude talks, I would have felt a lot better about it.
Do you guys, before I get into my one negative thing, do you guys remember the 1987 Predator? I mean, we all do. It's a fucking
No,
fantastic
that is my favorite movie of all time. One of them, at least.
Well, ever
Do you
since then, I never had time to bleed.
Yo,
Do you remember how, I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was a little bit weird. It's like, why is the Predator kind of obsessed with the Native American dude on this team?
so there's talks about that. I did see some of that.
This could be the reason where they're like, oh, no. We know these people. Fuck,
Yeah.
You kill him first.
Yeah.
He's got to be the first one we get rid of.
And then it's funny because
Wait a minute.
Billy, he's the one that he's the one that felt all of that.
Yeah.
Well, like I don't know, what was his name? Was it Billy? Was the Native American's name in
I
Predator?
gotta look it up.
I think it is Billy. I'm a
Yeah,
hunter.
it
It
might be Billy.
has to be Billy. Like he felt all of that shit. And then one of my favorite scenes of all time when he just turns around and fucking carves his freaking chest. Like, I'm ready for you. Let's go. Like, if we saw that showdown, the Predator would have probably looked at him like, yo, we got info on you. We know about you. We've been known about you. So that is really cool.
Yeah, Billy.
It's Billy, right? Yeah.
Really is correct.
Yeah, no, that's my. I can't choose. Sometimes I love Predator the most. Sometimes I love Terminator 2 the most. It's just I go back and forth between the both of them.
Yeah.
So
Predator's one of my favorite. That's one of the first movies. You know how we always say your uncle or family member sit you down?
My dad,
It's like,
my
here's
dad.
a movie. Predator is one of the first one. My uncle was like, nah, you got to watch this. And ever since I was a little kid, I was like, yo, a monster movie? And we fighting? Like, yeah, nah, we're good.
My dad put me onto Predator, and then my dad, like when we started doing a little better and making a little money, my dad bought a home entertainment system. At the time, that shit was like ahead of its time. It cost him totally like $6,000. Right now, you could probably get that set up for $16. But at the time, it was crazy. So one of the first movies he put in 720p, bro. Like at the time, that was like lit on one of those weird CRT, CTR TVs, whatever, with the big back 720. He had the sound system, and he was like, "Yo, come hear this, come hear this." So he blasts the fucking thing, and he's just the part where they're all shooting, like where they see him moving, and they're just like, "Go," and it's just guns. And my dad's like, he's like, hear this shit. My dad used to go fucking nuts. So I used to watch Predator with him all the time. That's
Nice.
like, it's like I break it down all the time. People don't understand this about Predator. Predator is the ultimate movie about respect, about sportsmanship, about huntsmanship. Because it's like that Predator won't touch you if you are. This one was kind of like, yo, if you're not a threat, I won't touch you. The other one is like, if you're not armed, I won't touch you. That was, I guess, kind of the same thing. But like he says it to the girl. Arnold says, yo, don't take the gun. This is why he's not killing you, because you're not actively against him. But the whole respect about when he notices that there's something special about Arnold, and he's just looking at Arnold like, yo, you know what? I'm going to give you the fade, bro. I'm going to run the fade with you. I'm going to take everything off, and we going to run it. The ultimate sign of respect. I love that.
Yeah.
It's also low key, as the kids say nowadays, a woke movie.
Within its time.
What is the main thing of the movie? They started out with the Dylan, you son of a bitch, showing the muscles, and we're the fucking men, and we got the big guns and the big
with the
muscles.
Commandos and
what did the Predator do?
Humble
Wipe them like they were nothing.
Humble the shit out of them.
And it wasn't until Arnold. It wasn't until Arnold was like, "Yo, put all the shit away. Fuck being manly man. Put the gun down. Throw on some mud. Let's get some old school traps and handle this shit for real." That's when he fucking handled the Predator.
And one of the best scenes of all time in that movie, the war cry. Oh, that war cry. And it's like another level of respect for that movie and Arnold as a whole, where it's like, if I'm in that situation, I don't care how trained I am, I don't care what you've asked me to do. If I find that mud is what's gonna help me not be seen by this guy, I'm covering up in mud. I'm rocking 6 book bags full of mud, and I'm patching myself up, and I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm getting out. My man Arnold finished the mission.
Yeah.
That is, I love Predator so much. Some days my favorite movie is Predator. Some days it's Terminator 2. It's just, it is what it is.
Real quick, the only negative I have
yes
is from a storytelling standpoint. And again, not a writer, don't know how hard it is to actually write something, but I'm getting a little tired of the overly obsessed character. So like the underdog, yo, don't go out there. Like she was so obsessed with this thing. Why couldn't we write it to where she's a tracker? She's the fucking medicine. Like, first off, that didn't seem to be enough for her.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird, because even if it was a male character, I'm like, my man, you want to go out there and prove you can kill bears, but you're the best tracker. You're the best fucking medicine person.
You just saved Homeboy's life.
Useful to the team.
We need you. We need you more. We need you. We need you more than these hunters. Clearly.
Yeah.
The fact that my problem is the fact that you have a person who's so fucking obsessed and nobody believes them, but they do absolutely nothing more than, hey, there's something out there. It's like, how about you do a little bit something more to get people on board with you that there might be something going on?
Yeah, like
why
Bill,
every fucking time. No, I gotta go fucking do.
It's like
you live in a fucking tribe. The whole purpose of your shit is that we go together to do this, so that nobody's alone, nobody's whatever. And I understand that you have to do that. That whole there again. I don't know what it's called, and I apologize for anybody from the Comanche Nation or from indigenous people, but that whole trial where you go hunt something that hunts you.
Yeah.
That could have been incorporated where she's like, yo, something's out here. This isn't right. People start believing her and they go, okay, we got to come up, help us figure out where it is, if we can even handle it, what we're doing. And then you have the same movie. She goes out with her team. She gets separated, runs into the thing. The French dudes capture her. They also capture the brother, and it plays out the exact same way. Her and the brother get caught. Predator kills everybody. He fights the Predator and dies. The brother fights the Predator and dies. Now it's just her left there. And then she comes back. It plays out the same way. And all you have to do is take out that ridiculous, I'm so obsessed with this, I'm not going to tell anybody.
It's urgency. Shit. It's urgency without urgency. You know, it's a plot device. It's a plot device to move the story forward. Where if you just add a couple little tidbits here and there, now that plot device doesn't look like a device. It just looks like plot. You know, I get what you're saying.
My main problem with it is there's one scene where she's like, "Yo, she's like, look at these tracks," and they're like, "That's bigger than a bear track, and why is it on its hind legs?" Because you have to have your character so obsessed and go off on her own, you have a whole group of guys that go, "Huh, all right," and walk away and look like idiots. When I guarantee you, everybody have been like, wait a minute, what do you mean it was standing on 2 feet? What do you mean
this is the best tracker. This is the best tracker in the tribe. And nobody wanted to hear her out.
Even if she wasn't the best tracker, if we all went somewhere and Shaw was like, yo, I don't think this is right because of blah, 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 I'm going to do more than just go, cool, let's go. I'm going to take him serious.
The brother did say, whatever it is, we have to go find that lion first.
Yeah, he did say that.
No,
we have to go find the lion.
I get that. That was on the way back when she was going with the dude that she saved. They saw that, and she saw the snake.
Yeah.
When she was on the way back. All I'm saying is, you just have a group of people who are used to every animal track that is in their environment. You come up with this one, and they don't care.
Yeah,
that's a little bit weird. That you have to
I got you.
It's getting a little tiresome of the one guy that no one respects. It doesn't matter what you say, we're not following you type shit.
And then you bring it on yourself to just go out there anyways. It's a trope.
At one point, this is life and death. It don't matter if you're mad that she's there because she's supposed to be a healer or something. If she notices something, be on guard.
Mm-hmm.
Because anyway, if we're walking down the street, right? We're all from the hood. We're walking down the street, and everything is good. And Show goes, yo, somebody just walked in the alley over there. Are we gonna be like, fuck that? Or when we pass the alley, we're gonna be looking for somebody in there. So you ain't jumping out on me, nigga.
Meanwhile, in the hood, you see one person running. You just start running for no reason. You don't need no info. You just start to book it. Meanwhile, this girl found a footprint that was this damn big, and they're like, we need to go get that lion.
Again, you can have the same story. You could tell the same story where they're like, okay, you brought this to our attention. You're not one of us as a hunter. Go back to the village. And then bring in something where she's trying to tell people in the village, yo, I don't think they realize what they're hunting. And just don't even do this whole like, even if she wants to go on her own to save her brother or something, like the movie can still play out similarly. You can still have it, you don't belong here, but somebody's got to take urgency of this.
You know what it is, Cap? It's directors not giving people enough credit. Or it's like, they know what they're doing. They're just they just don't care. They just move on. Like, this just happened to me. And please, guys, don't ask. Anything comic book related and video game related, even if it's bad, I'll watch it. So I watched all of Resident Evil, the show on Netflix. Oh my God.
Yo, hold on. God. Hit the claps, because he powered through it. You deserve it.
Like, so can I tell you, like, I powered through it because I wanted to see how bad it fell on its face. And I don't want to go in too much because we'll only have an hour and a half for Batgirl. But like, it's kind of like the triggering shit that Toe was talking about for you, where characters just do stupid shit, like out of the realm, even in the reality of the show. It's like this one girl, just to go quick, she is like researching zombies. This is set after Resident Evil 5. After Resident Evil 5, they have learned to weaponize this virus. So she's trying to study regular zombies to see how, because the way she looks at it, we're never going to get rid of them. What we got to do is learn to live with them, which is a cool concept within itself. But the shit that she does, yo, she's like, at one point, she's like 10 feet away from them. And like, these are 28-day later zombies. Like, these guys run. This isn't Walking Dead. Yeah, they run, right?
Oh,
so like, she's
that.
like 10 feet away from them, and she's like doing these experiments. And you can tell she's been out here in the field doing these experiments for like 6 months. You can tell. But yo, they're super close to her. And it's a mob of like 50. And I'm like, yo, they're right there, bro. You're not going to be a little careful? And then she stands up and she nicks her arm and she cuts herself. No, the zombies chase her. And she does this crazy chase scene. She has to blow everything up. And because she made such a big sound with the explosion, this like underground humongous worm comes out. The worm looks cool within itself. But, bro, it's like you're doing stupid things that won't even make sense in this world. They're on some like ship, like their crew is on a ship where they stay safe from the zombies, right? You're on a ship. It makes sense. So they find this, it's like a breakthrough that they make, that she finds a zombie that can control other zombies with her screaming, which is super interesting. And like the way that they like, it's not like she screams and the zombies like work for her. Like she's like a queen. So she's like, yo, so she rips this girl's head off and brings it back home with her to the ship. So they figure out what is it that makes this work. Because these zombies, they're not supposed to understand each other. So they figure it out. In order to figure it out, they need to bring a zombie to run tests. So they do the whole rogue scientist thing, the whole building Ultron type of situation where they just do it themselves. But bro, this girl brings a zombie onto the ship alive and ties it up in like it doesn't even handcuff this shit. And it's like, and it just goes horribly wrong and a character dies to make us all feel sad. And it's like, bro, even for a rogue scientist or someone who doesn't follow direction, even that is a little too crazy. So there was a lot of those cringy, triggering mistakes that they just make on purpose to progress the story. And one last thing about that show, I know that I always say that I'm okay with racial swapping, but this show pushed it to the limit. And, and it's like Cap says, you got to bring a little nuance to this. They made Albert Wesker black, which is okay, which is fine with me. But the guy that they chose, like you chose the wrong brother for this. Wow, you chose the wrong guy because he does a lot of video game voices. But I went off. But like, yeah, stupid plot devices to move the story forward. I'm really getting sick of that. We see it in the MCU all the time. Yeah. We see it in everything. I'm really getting sick of that. Challenge my thought process. You might be surprised.
So, real quick, this is what I'm talking about, like good storytelling. The D&D game that I watch live on Thursdays, right? It's called Critical Role.
Critical Role.
They have a character, an NPC. His name is Ira. He's the Nightmare King. This dude is running experiments. He is, by all accounts, a fucking evil guy. But one of the character's mother and father have to work with him in order to accomplish something that they're doing, which is good.
Uneasy alliance. I love it.
So now, when the party meets up eventually, because they already fought Ira once. They fought the Nightmare King, and the Nightmare King recognized the daughter and was like, oh, gotta go. Which shows that he has some semblance of an honor system, at least. But when they show up, the juxtaposition of we have to work with a man to accomplish a goal who's fucking horrible, that now makes the audience question their values, question what they would do.
Everything.
So, like in the
would I work with this guy? Would I do that in that situation?
The beginning of the last episode started with an assassin who was there to kill the parents of one of the characters, and I'm like, yo, just murk this bitch and we'll be done. Like, why are we even talking? But half the team was like, wait a minute, we don't know your mom. She's been with us. The assassin's been with us the whole time. She's helped us. She's been cool. So one half of the party was like, yo, we're going to fuck this assassin up. The other half was like, how about nobody fights? And it made me question why am I so eager? Like, if I was playing, I'd have been like, no, I attack and would fight them. And it made me question why would I be so eager to do this action? That is the storytelling we need.
Yes.
When you can sit there and make your audience
make me think, yo, you'd be surprised. We could figure out some stuff.
Real quick, because we're gonna get to DC. Cabs. August 12th, Spider-Man's coming to PC. They're remastering Spider-Man.
The original one, the first one.
Yeah.
The PS4 one.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's a fantastic game. I am still in the camp of the original Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire's voice in it. I still think that's the best Spider-Man of all time. But this new one is so good. Though that game just starts, dude.
I wanted to buy a PlayStation to get this game, and now it's on PC. I'm about to download. It made me want to upgrade my PC, get a new processor, a new graphics card.
You might still get that PS5 because the same people who made that Spider-Man game, you know what they're doing next, right?
Wolverine.
Ooh.
Yo, I don't
that Wolverine game for
says.
Xbox 360 was not bad.
Wolverine Origins, that game is incredible.
Yes.
I don't know why they couldn't just make that a movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what everybody was thinking. Why didn't we just see this? Yeah. But yo, let me know. Tell me, the good thing about that Spider-Man, when they were creating this game, when they were talking about it, they're like, yo, no origin here. Spider-Man is 23 years old. He's been in the thick of things for a long time. This is peak Spider-Man. And I love that they just went with that. And the game, I'm telling you, Toe, you start it and he's just swinging into action. The game starts with you in the air. You immediately need to start swinging. If you don't, he just falls to the floor and lands on the ground. But the game just starts. It's so good.
How's the New York skyline looking in the game?
Oh, New York looks beautiful in this game. When the sun is setting and you get that yellowish orange, amber tone over the city. Dude, it's so in detail. In Central Park, you see people doing Tai Chi and shit. It's so good. Enjoy. And you're going to get it fully souped up. Enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Such a good game.
Yeah.
If you want to stream that, I will be here with you streaming it. I will watch it while you play it on stream. I promise I will do that. I promise I will do that.
All right, cool.
I love seeing people experience new games for the first time. Just blind going. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like at this point we need to pull an AEW and have Mark Henry. It's time for the main event.
Yeah. It's been a while. No, we're here.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Mark, Batgirl. Let's talk about. I got notes.
Yeah. Yes.
So
before we start, I'm sorry, and I'll let you go real quick. I gotta be honest about something, fellas. For this episode, I'm gonna be playing Devil's Advocate a lot more than I would normally do. What up? Well, not that I'm gonna be playing Devil's Advocate. I'm gonna have my real person hat on, but I'm also gonna have my CEO hat for a couple things. Okay?
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Cap.
no, I was just gonna say a little bit of background.
Yeah.
Warner
Tell us
Brothers-
about this messy ass situation.
Yeah.
Please.
So Warner Brothers and Discovery merged. And for some reason, instead of Warner Brothers being the bigger name, Discovery actually came in and took over. So we have a new person in charge of Warner Brothers.
David
the whole thing, actually.
Savlov. David
David Savlov.
Yeah, son of a
And
bitch.
he used to be 100% Discovery. He's come in and essentially what the edict was from the last management group or the last person in charge, he has tried to wipe that out to the fact where he canceled Batgirl. He canceled the Scooby-Doo animation that was going to HBO Max streaming.
Scoob Holiday. Oh.
Yeah. He canceled other shit that was specifically designed to add content to HBO Max.
HBO Max.
He has stated that he doesn't care much about streaming. Plus, Discovery just came out with their own Discovery Plus. So we might actually get a scenario where HBO Max gets dissolved and thrown into Discovery Plus.
Yo, hold on, wait. So who's this guy's name again? Mark Zuckerberg, you said?
No.
David Zaslav.
Bro, fuck you, Mama Webble.
Yeah, so David Zaslav walks into HBO and goes,
Hello, motherfucker.
Basically.
Here's the thing. Yeah. But here's the thing. When he was with Discovery to put a little bit of the fucking human hat, like Cab said, he was immensely successful with Discovery, to the fact where Discovery can come in now and be the dominant one in a merger with Warner Brothers.
Basically,
So
he went in there. He went in there and he's like, "Yo, this guy's doing. This is his words. He is trying to do $3 billion in cuts. My man is trying to cut out $3 billion. Now, granted, I've been in companies before that we are working on certain things, and then we get purchased, and then it's like, yeah, no, sorry about all of that. Now, obviously, it's a little bit different when we're talking about movies.
yeah.
This movie was done apparently going into post-production. So reshoots, tightening things up. It was going to cost a couple more $1 million, sure. And then, so like the way that he said it, the way that they've been saying it, this movie isn't big enough to be a feature film, which is what David wants to do. He wants huge theatrical releases. So it wasn't big enough for that, but apparently it was too big for a TV show. So they landed on a HBO Max movie. And like, apparently when he came in, he's like, I don't want to do none of that. And cans it. Like, the movie is done. It's in post-production. So like, what they're saying, this is what, and yo, something about this show, I don't know what it is about this podcast, but it's made me really look into the contractual stuff of a lot of shit. I'm finding this shit real interesting. Like, I am like a fucking paralegal out there, just trying to bring evidence for the main lawyer here, which is a Cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just bounce off of each other. But like, I'm really into it. So like, all right, what they're saying is that they can take a less of a loss by writing this movie off in taxes instead of actually releasing it. Now, that's what you gotta say to people. Now, I know we've mentioned it in the chats. There could be some sexism shit going on here. There could be some racial stuff going on here, but I don't want to get into that. I want to talk about, is there a situation where they saw this movie and was like, yo, you're going to hurt us. This movie's just going to hurt us a lot more. Super comic book movies as a whole, even the MCU right now, it's like, it's shaky grounds, I would say, currently at this point. MCU still makes a buttload of money. But like, and then you have things that, like The Boys, that is just universally loved. But then DC has been going through tons of problems already. So it's like, is it a situation where they looked at this film and was like, bruh, let's just take an L on this. If we release this, it might hurt our brand more.
You know what I think it is? I think maybe he went in there and said, what's causing us the most debt? Like, what's causing us the most, like,
where's the money at? Where's the money at?
And he's like, it's HBO Max and it's DC. Because fucking Justice League sucked, Batman versus Superman sucked, Aquaman was decent, and Wonder Woman was good, but 1987 was bad. Like,
good
they're
year.
looking at all this shit and they're like, yo, this ain't hitting like it's supposed to, especially if you're gonna go against Marvel. So he's like, yo, cut all this shit out.
And that's his mission statement. Like he has come out and said it clear as day. We trying to do something like the MCU's doing.
Which is mind-boggling in two ways, and I'll let you get to your point.
No, go ahead.
One, you mean to tell me nobody was putting any thought to DC movies beforehand? There was no fucking division. There was nobody sitting there like, hey, maybe we should try to do two. Now, after all this shit, we got a fucking Joker movie with a new Joker and Joaquin Phoenix and a new fucking Harley Quinn. We got a Batman movie over here with a new Batman and Robert Pattinson. Where the fuck are you? Michael Keaton is in the Flashpoint and was supposed to be in this Batgirl, but Ben Affleck is also in this Flashpoint, and he's returning for Aquaman 2. What fucking plan are you gonna put together? You already have 15 different versions of one character.
Yo, like you're already a lot more MCU than you realize.
Yeah. but yo, if I was him, and let's say I don't know nothing about comics, I know how to run a business, and I know movies, and I went in there and I was like, yo, give me the skinny. What's going on with this HBO shit? Well, the biggest thing we got there is DC. All right, what's going on with DC? We got this, and this. That's too confusing. Fuck that. Get rid of it. It's causing us money. Get rid of it, because not for nothing, when you sit there and you actually see the shit they do with Justice League, and then Batman vs Superman, and then there's another Batman that does some other shit, and then there's a Suicide Squad that does some other shit, and then this one doesn't relate to that one, and this one and this one. It's like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
So this is why you're a genius.
And if you know anything about DC, you sit there and you go, hold on, wait. This is just my personal bias, and I'm always going to mention this when we talk about DC. You sit there and go, no one does give a shit about these movies, because one, the Flash don't fucking run like this. I'm throwing that out there. But two, but also it's like, yeah, every time.
It's a weird run, guys.
Also, it's like, who is giving these people this creative fucking freedom to have a guy who's in a legitimate green suit with a green top hat coming out looking like a fucking bootlegged Leatherface? He's looking like a dominatrix. Sorry for the language, but this is me, my corporate hat on. This is the rich white man pulling the strings.
This is we're CEOs right now.
Yeah, he's looking like a fucking retarded BDMSD motherfucker. And in the beginning of the movie, it looked like he was sexualized by fucking wrapping this dude up in duct tape with the whole breathing shit. I thought this motherfucker was turned on by this shit in the beginning.
Stupid,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. And you sit there and go, yo, what the fuck is this? This is not DC. And if you listen to anyone, a lot of people go, what the fuck is this?
So
you know what's funny, Show? Let me just, right before you go, this is just a quick point. You're a genius, because a lot of the test screening, a lot of people came out confused at Michael Keaton's character. They're like, what's happening? Because it's like, who was watching these screenings, though? Because everyone here would understand.
Yes.
Go ahead, Cap.
No, I was just going to point out that he's talking about the Riddler.
Yeah.
In the Batman movie.
In the Batman movie.
You gave no context. I mean, I don't know what you were talking about, but to show and everybody else, you gave no context clues.
So I went overboard with my little rant. But what I was getting at was, you did that with the Riddler, but then every incarnation of the Joker, this motherfucker got face paint, a purple suit, greenish hair. You always make him look like the Joker. Even that little scene in the Batman where they cut it out. His fucking face was deformed because he was a year after he went into the toxic waste. He had the smile. He had a little bit of the sinister shit. You never change the Joker, but you change every other fucking person. It's
I don't like the changes that they made.
Yeah, it's like, yo, if I'm gonna sit here and my goal is to do something like what DC's doing or what Marvel's doing, if I'm making WCW to go against the WWE and Marvel, I'm gonna sit there and go, no. We're not doing independent movies that just do whatever the fuck you want. You're gonna make characters that resemble the fucking comic books, because the people that are gonna buy this shit in the beginning are the fucking people that read the comic books. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You think that's what happened with Batgirl?
No, I think what happened with Batgirl was that's somebody else's project. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty,
that's old
Yeah.
management. I
Yeah.
think it's
No-
that's what
no
I'm.
matter-
I think
yeah.
it's just new management ego, where it's
Yes.
like, yeah, that looks great and all, but honestly, I feel like that shit just might fuck us up more in the long run for what we're trying to do. So let's just cut our losses now and write this shit off, make a little bit back instead of putting more money to finish the post production, to advertise. I mean, you don't need to advertise that much as HBO Max, but
Yeah.
I think that's what they did. That's just me putting my corporate hat on.
Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna put my human hat on in a little bit. Show you had a question.
What do you gotta say? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I had a perspective from the outside view because I don't know none of this.
Mhm.
But from hearing you guys, what I understood is this, and correct me if I'm wrong,
You're wrong.
as usual. But anyways,
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to you in baseball terms. The New York Yankees are the new managers of the Boston Red Sox. And the Boston Red Sox have a little project they want to put out. And the New York Yankees are like, fuck that. I don't want you to put that out. That's what I'm understanding. The guy from Discovery came in.
So
and
it's kind of like this. Someone came in and said, we're gonna model everything behind the 1996 New York Yankees. And now the way you do your lineup, we're not doing that no more. This guy that you want to trade for that has good on-base percentage, we're not trading for him. We're going after this home run guy. These pitchers that you have that don't really do much, get them the fuck out of here. Like that guy that this whole renovation of the stadium shit, not happening. That's what it is. It's like everything that you're doing, cut that shit off, and we're gonna start the new direction. We're gonna make you the Yankees and not have the Yankees buy you, but we're gonna make you the Yankees.
Well, we're gonna leave Flash alone though, because Flash is our baby, and
I want to get into a rant with that.
Yeah, for real.
All right, because that's what I was trying to point. Like the guy from Discovery, another channel, came and brought or is managing DC, and now you're gonna take my DC product and put it on my competition's channel, which is HBO Max. Fuck that! I don't want that. Put it on my channel.
It's not competition because there is some deals between WB HBO. Like they had a lot of shit going in there, but yeah, the new dude is like it's like Cap said, they're working on their own streaming services. It's kind of like when Epic bought its own, when Epic came out and made its own store, like they're like, come get Fortnite stuff here. You can get some Fortnite stuff elsewhere, but like this is where it's at. So it's like I don't think he's 100% against HBO Max. It's just that they want some big theater push right now.
It seems like he is against HBO Max. It seems like he does not care about the streaming wars at all.
It's funny though, because he kind of was like, when he first came in, he acknowledged it, which is why I'm confused. At first he came in and kind of like acknowledged it, and it was like, okay, but then all of a sudden, no, let's just move into another direction.
This is what happened.
It's just promises you make to get the company, and then now that you have your clutches into it, I'm going back on everything.
You know what the crazy shit is? This is the third incarnation of an HBO streaming service.
Yeah, there was
it's HBO Go, and then now HBO Max.
That's the one. Go.
Yeah, and you used to have to pay for HBO Go, and then now it came in with your cable provider. If you have your cable provider, you can get HBO Max and shit. I'm pretty sure he's probably looking at the revenue like, yo, you're not really doing much to this. People are buying this shit and canceling it, or there's no new buyers here because there's no real reason to get it. And you put Wonder Woman out on there and it maybe spark some shit, but no one's staying.
Like people got the service, saw the Batman, and canceled.
Yeah, and Godzilla, and or like they took their friends, the cable subscriber and went in there. It's not really a revenue stream.
Where Disney Plus is just bringing in all the hits, all the Marvel hits. You'll bring it all. Everything that we can bring in here, we're gonna bring.
So to that point, why I say I don't think he cares much about the streaming, I don't know if it started already, but there's content that's going to be that was on there previously that will be removed and then added back at an extra price.
Oh.
Elvis. So they had a thing where 45 days after it hit the theater, 45 days after a movie's been out, it'll go on HBO Max. Elvis was supposed to do that, but they now rescinded that, and now Elvis is going to be on HBO Max at a much later time, but with the premium tag, where if you want to watch it, you now also have to pay an extra thing to watch it on HBO Max.
Yeah, and fuck that.
It's confusing though. At first, he seemed like okay with it, and then all of a sudden, it's like we want big movies.
Well, I think, like what I was trying to say before, I think what happened was he came in and saw like a movie like Mortal Kombat, where it's a big fan base. They did a real big movie. Because of COVID, they had to put it on HBO streaming. It came out, and the world went, nah.
Yo, if that would have went into the movie theaters, that would have bombed.
Well, it did. It actually did go into the movie theaters, and it did bomb essentially. But now he might be looking at the Batgirl, and he might have been like, "Shit, I don't know what to do with this," and then heard one report that one screening might have went bad, and was like, "Oh, that's the key."
That's all I needed. Like he was one stale chicken sandwich away from firing everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Because truth be told, already HBO Max has been canceling award-winning, critically acclaimed series after one, maybe 2 seasons. They're like, all right, we had the fun, get it the fuck out of here. So
even the Flash show is getting one last season and they're done.
Yep.
Well, the CW shit, they were done. They were like,
technically it's been done for a while. Yes, technically. But so like, would you have, all right, Cap, would you have done the same? Like, okay, first and foremost, like, let's just like human hat on. This sucks, right? This was a big shot for Homegirl. I think her name is Leslie Grace. You know, tons of people worked on this movie. They were excited. Yo, the directors found out that the movie was canceled at a wedding, dude. It was one of their weddings.
It's the same guys who did Bad Boys for Life. They did the first and last episode of Ms. Marvel.
Like, and Papa Feige's there like, yo, I got space for y'all. Papa Feige's like, Papa Feige wrote a tweet. I was dying. So I saw somebody write a Papa Feige was like, hey, first and foremost, I know this sounds horrible. Congratulations on the wedding, but it really sucks what happened with the movie. We were all excited about it. You've done great work with us. It'd be great if in the future we could somehow get our minds together again. And someone in the comments wrote, essentially he's saying, you know, fuck Def Jam, come join Death Row. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what it is. Same energy. Like, you don't want your director to be all up in the video? Like, come to Death Row. You know what I'm saying? You want to make your money and not get shit up by your label? Come to Death Row. That's the same energy. But it really sucks for everybody. It sucks for Brendan Fraser because apparently his
big comeback.
His big comeback, and apparently his Firefly was like received very well by early screenings, which could be a Brendan Fraser thing because we just all want him to win. You know, maybe it could be that, but it sucks all around. But who here was excited for Batgirl? I was not excited.
No.
I'm saying,
who's Papa Chango? First of all, sorry.
What?
What up, Krills?
Who's Papa Chango?
He's a wrestler.
Papa Chango?
Nah, he was saying somebody.
I said Papa Feige, Kevin Feige.
Okay, Papa
Kevin
Feige.
Yeah.
What
up,
I was
Krills?
just gonna say.
Yeah, Krills ain't even excited for Batgirl.
Wow.
I was just gonna say I wasn't excited for Ms. Marvel, and it turned out to be great.
No, yeah, 100.
My excitement level for She-Hulk is not to the level of everything else.
I was
That's
excited
starting to look like that's starting to look like it might actually be good too. The thing is, overall with DC, me personally, my excitement level is nowhere.
Yes.
And again, it's not because, well, I am Marvel born and bred to the day I die. But
we want to see DC win. I want to see DC win.
I just want to see good movies.
Yes.
Wonder Woman is a very fucking good movie. I put the first Wonder Woman over Captain America, the first Avenger, every fucking day of the year.
That's a whole different podcast, but
yeah. But
I had to press that.
Yo, we got to do a versus podcast.
But the thing
that's interesting.
The thing what I'm saying is excitement be damned, because we have a Flash movie who people might be excited for, but your lead actor just got fucking a felony charge for stealing liquor out of somebody's house in fucking Vermont.
And punching people and grooming
they say
kids.
He's wearing bulletproof vests and that walking around with a gun. He's grooming women. He's doing all this other shit. How good is the Flash movie that you're willing to be like, well, fuck it, that's still gonna come out?
So it's not. I don't necessarily think the movie itself. First of all, Flash is a darling. I don't think anyone has anything bad to say about the Flash. Like, everyone loves the Flash, right? And I think apparently this movie was gonna like reset everything. So maybe it's like more of a necessity than Batgirl is.
Hold on.
You know?
To that point, a lot of people I know in the comic book community love Barbara Gordon and Batgirl.
Yeah,
and a lot of people in the movie community love Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah, but not the casuals. Not the casuals. What I mean, the casuals love Flash. It's money. It's money, right? It's audience. It's expanding the audience. We love Barbara Gordon. Yeah, absolutely.
Yo,
but everybody loves the Flash. There was people who's never watched comic book shit who started watching the Flash show on CW.
Yeah,
that's all I mean. That's all I mean.
Not for nothing.
I agree with you.
The Flash could be DC Spider-Man.
He's the darling. He is.
All right, but here's my thing. There was a fucking uproar to not watch Shang-Chi because, Lord forbid, he said something against the Chinese government that we're not fucking beholden to, and people wanted to not watch that movie. Where the fuck is the uproar here? Where's the fucking petition to get him fired or to get him out? Or what the fuck's going on with this?
Well, you guys got to remember,
Batgirl,
he's white. He's white. Not a lot of white people do shit, and there's uproar. Like, Batista almost got fired because he stood up for his fucking director, and Batista's not white. Like, fucking Shang-Chi's Asian, and no one wants to go to this shit. Miss Marvel just so happens to have a pussy, and no one wanted to watch that movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could be anything but white and have to watch what you say and watch what you do.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about business and all that shit. You cancel a Batgirl movie, which you could have just put on fucking HBO streaming and let it ride where it rides, right? It could have been good, could have been bad. Who gives a shit? I'm telling you right now, if DC thinks that it's gonna get money from me, and I know this doesn't mean shit because $7 on a fucking matinee on a Saturday doesn't mean anything to their bottom line.
Love those matinees though.
But if they think they're gonna get money from me, if they don't cancel this fucking Flash movie, and I don't want to hear, oh, but other people worked hard on it. Other people worked hard on this fucking Batgirl movie too.
They sure did.
And they don't seem to give a shit about canceling that.
They sure did.
This motherfucker has been fucking up for 6 months now, consistently. Yeah. If you don't get rid of that, I don't care about this podcast in this context. I will not watch any further DC movies. I don't care if it's Shazam. I don't care if it's Black Adam. I don't care if it's Superman, the Joker, another Batman, Blue Beetle, Golden fucking Act. I don't give a shit what movie comes out.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
If they don't, okay, what if they just CG his face out of it? Will you be okay? You would be okay with that, right? CG their face out of it. I'm sorry. Will you be okay with that?
Yeah. You know,
question. If they don't
take some sort of action against this guy,
okay, cool.
I will be all right. You have to take. If you're just gonna let it rock and try to not say anything about it, I'm gonna have a fucking problem. And
So-
to your point, Cabs, this guy has not earned the respect for me to use whatever the fuck pronouns.
Yeah, fuck him.
I hear you.
Fuck
I
that.
hear you.
If you
I
want-
mean,
if you want me
I
to
still
respect,
want to.
you gotta earn the respect.
I do it out of the respect for the culture,
Yeah, but see,
for everyone
this is-
else. But
Yeah.
fuck Ezra.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
where I
Oh,
have-
fuck you, Mama
This
Webble.
is where I say nuance. This is where I say nuance. It doesn't matter what you identify with. There's assholes within every sector
Everywhere.
of life,
Yeah.
and those assholes don't deserve respect.
Yeah, I'm
not
here.
saying anything about the rest of everybody.
I hear you. I agree.
Him specifically.
Remember when we first spoke about Ezra, the first thing I said, I was like, yo, I was gonna come out and be like, fuck their pronouns, but I decided not to. I am not against anyone who says, fuck Ezra, fuck their pronouns, but I'm gonna still do it just cause. But
No, yeah.
question for you, Cap.
Wait,
Question for you, Cap. Go
Real
ahead.
quick.
Krills, you missed it. Krills, you missed the Pray Talk, man.
Yeah, you did.
Just had it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Personally, fuck him. But in all honesty, I didn't like him since they did that little scene in Batman versus Superman where he fucking captured Boomerang. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the fucking lightning there. I didn't like the little awkwardness. I was like, this ain't the fucking Flash. This is a speedster. Get him the fuck out of here.
You've
I
been
didn't like him
saying
from the
that
beginning.
for
Yeah, no,
years,
I will
bro.
say
I didn't like him from the beginning.
I would say Toe did not like Ezra from Jump Street. This isn't that
Word.
Toe has now changed his mind because of everything, which I fall into that category. I wasn't thrilled about Ezra's Flash, but I was okay because I was just such low stakes with DC at the time that I
Yeah.
was like, whatever. But Cap, I got a question. If they don't do anything to this movie, to the Flash movie, and release it, right? And then we get a solo Batfleck project trilogy, you wouldn't watch it?
No. No,
I thought that would get you. I thought that would get you. I thought that would get you.
You know why?
We get a Green Lantern trilogy.
I hear you. I hear you though, Cap.
You know
It
why?
sucks. It sucks.
Because no, this is why. Because
Yes,
James
so.
Gunn was essentially fired for something he said as a joke 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and has spent his entire time from that time till now proving that that he is not like that and he's against that.
Mhm.
Kevin Hart was kicked out of the fucking Oscars for something he said 10 years ago, and he
Yeah.
spent his entire time proving that he's not like. Brie Larson gets shit all the time just for fucking existing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marvel
serious.
got shit all the time just because it's woke. The fucking Toe,
Star Wars.
mute me on this because I don't want you to get spoiled.
I got you.
You good?
No,
Go.
he's muted himself.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I can't hear you.
All right. So, She-Hulk got everybody fucking lost their mind from the people that I read, right? Because I always try to go to views that are not my own. Because if you
Same.
agree with me, what the fuck's the point of me watching your shit?
Same.
Sometimes I do that when I'm feeling good, but I want to see other people's opinions.
Same.
The people I watched got lost their fucking mind because She-Hulk threw a rock further than a character who just fucking wrist tossed it.
Yeah.
So then they released a clip of the Hulk launching that bitch into another fucking stratosphere
Yeah.
to quell everybody. So everybody's gonna get fucking shit for things they've done or things they haven't even done, just perceived shit. But this motherfucker is gonna get to do whatever he wants, and we're still gonna have that movie come out, and there's gonna be no repercussions. Oh, Joe, so you fire him after the fact? Okay, you still got to pay him his money. He's still gonna get to do whatever the fuck he wants.
We good.
Yeah, he's still gonna get to do whatever the fuck he wants, and then you're gonna want me to walk into another fucking movie that you've done, knowing that all Batgirl did was exist for your streaming service.
I got a question. Do all those people still get paid? I put that's time for acting and
Yeah,
No, yeah,
they-
they're getting
they
paid.
don't get
They're getting
Yeah,
paid.
but
But
they do.
if anyone had any kind of like royalties signed, though, that's not gonna happen. That's done. But they got paid for the services up front for sure. Like
Okay.
they're gonna get part of the 90 million that they have spent, obviously that went to salaries and payment and shit.
But
For sure.
To end my little rant, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and I'm not gonna be thrown by fake bullshit fucking outrage.
Mm-hmm.
But I will not sit here and actually have legit fucking things happen that nobody gives a shit about. And then I'm supposed to just act like, oh, we're cool. Like, I'm not going to do that. I can't fucking do it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I don't care if the Flash movie and every movie here out that DC does
is a banger.
Is better than Endgame will ever have been if you made Endgame a million times. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not here for the fucking. I'm not here for. Well, we gotta let this slide for something else happen.
The double standards. The double standards. Yeah.
And I do that for everything in my life.
No, yeah.
I'm not only taking this stand for now. I'm taking this stand forever.
I know. I've noticed that about just doing this podcast with you for a year. I know that you're not here to be somebody else. You know, this is who you are, and you give it to us at face value every day. And I respect that. I feel like all of us here are just like, we're not here to impress. Bro, we literally tell people to follow, subscribe, and then go fuck themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's out of love.
About that.
That's out of love.
I have an Ultimate Warrior t-shirt that I refuse to wear ever since all this shit came out of what he actually was like in person and the shit he said about Bobby the Brain Heenan and all that. I don't There's no separation of character and person.
Sure.
When it comes to actual things.
And I'm kind of the same way. Like, you see me argue whenever somebody says something bad about Hogan. Yeah, Hogan did something bad, but you're gonna sit there and you're gonna cheer the Warrior. You're gonna cheer all these other people that. My thing is, if you're gonna act one way for someone, act that same way for everybody else.
Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. And regardless of what they do, I'm still gonna go watch that Flash movie simply because I just want to see what this whole reset shit is about. I would love not to see Ezra's face the entire time.
Yeah.
Yo, throw another $50 million in there. You're gonna make some money back from this shit. You're gonna make some money back. Just redo his whole face.
Here's the problem.
Yeah. Or get somebody to stand in and just do his scenes without nobody else.
But they've done multiple characters. Yeah, they've done multiple characters. It's gonna be another, like, what they have spent to make this movie. Take about half of that, maybe add a little something on top. That's how much it'll cost to do this. So I don't know. I still just I just don't want the Flash character, the Flash character, not Ezra. I don't want the Flash character to feel any or to get any hate for all of this. So we'll see what they're doing. Kenny, you said, I still can't believe that they just ate 90 million like that. Apparently, they're gonna write it off and get some back. They're not gonna get the whole 90 back. I'll tell you that much.
People, bro, they buy a jet to fucking write it off.
There is a way, from what I've heard, that they can, a specific way that they can write this off on their corporate taxes and get all 90 back.
All 90? Oh shit! Yeah. I didn't read all 90. I heard that they could at least get like half back.
So the standard way would be half, maybe a little bit more, but there is one specific way that they can get it back, because I don't know if you guys know this director, Uwe Boll. He's made some of the shittiest fucking movies ever. Alone in the Dark, House of the Dead, Far Cry. He makes movies, right, in a specific way in which he can get funding to make his movie, put it out, and as long as it doesn't make a certain amount back, he can write it off and get all the money back.
So my man's job is to make shitty films. That's his profession.
Yeah.
Yo.
So
genius.
I kind of want to watch those movies now. I've seen House of the Dead. I have seen that.
Yo, that's why they're not gonna put it. That's why they canceled the Batgirl movie altogether. Is because if they do it correctly, they can recoup a lot more back than they would have had they put it on stream or try to put it out in the fucking theater. Which, again, I know it's different management now, But Matrix 4 came out of Warner Brothers. Mortal Kombat came out of Warner Brothers. The original the Joss Whedon Justice League, Batman v Superman, like you put shitty things out before.
But that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here with the new management, I would assume.
But what I'm saying is you can't to your point where you're like, oh, if we put this out, it might hurt us more.
Yeah.
You have an entire Joker series and franchise now that doesn't take any. This Batgirl movie is not going to take any ill will from that. You now have Robert Pattinson's Batman universe. This movie's not going to take any ill will from that. You still said you're going to go see The Flash.
Yeah.
Regardless of what Ezra does in real life.
No. I didn't say that. I said regardless what they do with his face in the movie.
Yeah.
Fuck their face in the movie. Fuck Ezra in real life.
I again, nuance. I know exactly what you were saying. I'm not saying. So you're like, this Batgirl movie is not pulling away from anything else they're doing.
Yeah.
So,
plus, we got to look at the fact that Dwayne Johnson thinks he's going to create his own fucking Black Adam universe separate of what the fuck's going on.
I hate it so much. I hate it.
Yo, did you see the end credit? They put the end credit for Super Pets in the fucking on YouTube. Did you see it?
No, what is it?
Black Adam shows up. The Rock's Black Adam. And he's voicing Black Adam. He's voicing Black Adam's dog. And he's fucking Crypto.
When we had that episode, I wasn't here for the Black Adam talk. The next episode I came on, and I said my biggest worry with Black Adam and The Rock is that he's trying to make this his own thing. And I just hope, Rock, I love you. I love you. But calm down. Now, okay, question. So,
but
do we?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. Right. Do we believe this is the real question then, right? Do we believe that they canceled this movie for the tax write-offs? Do we just feel this is like a strong arm move? You know when the new management shows up at the restaurant and they fire the hotshot waiter who's a little edgy, or was this sexism, or what was it? I don't think it was sexism. I honestly maybe I don't want to believe that.
Well, here's the thing. I honestly think he came in and said, I only want to do theatrical movies.
Okay.
Can we put Batgirl into theaters? And they went, well, we kind of made it specifically for HBO Max, so maybe not. And then he went, well, then why are we doing it? Get it out.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know, it could, because we haven't spoke about this 10-year plan shit, but it could be he's on some. Does this Batgirl have any significance to the DC universe? No, it's just a movie. Get it out of here.
But see, this is where I disagree, because Joker 2 is greenlit. They already have an 18-second trailer. What's her name? Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn. That has nothing to do with the greater DC universe. That movie's still getting made.
Oh, because he knows that's gonna make money.
Because it made money.
Yeah, but you can't turn around and go, we have a 10-year plan where we want to be like Marvel, but we also want to make money. So this other extra shit that has nothing to do with our 10-year plan is also going to happen, and then be like, well, let's cancel the Batgirl because that's not going to do anything for our 10-year plan.
That's the thing. The MCU's printing money at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, but I hear what you're saying. I honestly think, what's up, RKH? And look, I mean, I don't want to agree with Krills. I don't want to do the sexist thing, but he literally says Batgirl is butt, 100% sexist, WNBA treatment. Like, I don't want to believe that. I really don't. I really just think he came in, and I honestly think they saw what was happening, was like, yo, this shit is crap, and it might just hurt us more in the long run. That's what I'm going to stick with. Yeah. But one thing that they said, apparently they're trying to save some of these character reveals, including Keaton, for like bigger stuff. I think it's all about bigger stuff. Maybe not hurting the brand. Maybe I'm off base saying that, but I really think homie was like, I don't know, man. This is not gonna end well. And like, how much faith do you have in Batgirl being great? Like, I understand, Cap, that you weren't into Miss Marvel, but you had another 4 incredible, maybe 5 incredible shows to go off. And yeah, you got Flash, and I think Arrow was good for like a season, like you said. But
The first two and a half seasons.
so I like, if you're betting on DC or Marvel, you're gonna bet on Marvel. Clearly, this guy bets on Marvel to the point where it affects how he sees his own shit that he just got, which is a little unfair. I will agree there. But I honestly think it was a combination of him seeing it. Because if he saw it and the shit was incredible, why not release it?
Oh, also what could happen is he's over here like, yo, let's get rid of Batgirl. Can we stop production and of the Joker's? Like, nah, the ball's rolling. And plus, we want to keep Joaquin Phoenix happy just in case. We want to keep these people happy just in case. Because Batgirl had who in it?
It has some big names. It has some big names.
I know that, but came back as Gordon.
As Gordon.
He's back as Batman. J.K. Simmons. J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
Back.
Cool.
Keaton's back. Frazier's back. This is this girl's big breakout from.
So it has to be. Then it has to be. Yo, listen, get this woman out of here.
I think it was just bad. I think it was just bad, and it's expendable. It's expendable.
Also, think about it. What's happening in Disney right now? The MCU.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
they hated the woman in Star Wars. They're like, why you got She-Hulk and why is all these?
But I mean, you got
out?
Wonder Woman there,
Yeah, but it's like, oh, you changed everything to women. Why is Jane Thor now and all that? He's probably like, yo. We don't want this hate. We can have an it walking around shooting people in the fucking butt because we don't know the gender of this thing. But we can't have a woman here because people hate women.
Maybe what you're saying is that like the whole go woke, go broke. He's like, I'm not trying to be that person, but maybe we don't want to get too woke on this.
This isn't the hill I want to die on.
Yo,
I can see that.
Sure, go ahead. Before I
was gonna say, it sounds like he came in and did some numbers. He said we spent $90 million on this show. We're gonna put it. We can't put it out in the movies. We're gonna put it on HBO Max. What's the most we're gonna make on that? Let's say 100. So we're gonna make 10 million back. Fuck that. Scrap it. Let's put it into taxes. We're gonna
let's write it off
plus.
And save some of these big releases for these big theatrical movies. I want to believe that. That's my problem. My toxic trait is that I want to believe the good in shit, even though I know there's bad in there. That's my toxic trait. I promise you. But like, I don't want to go down the sexist road. But the whole, hey, listen, this woke shit is a real problem in comic book movies right now. Maybe we don't want to die on that hill, like Toe said. Yeah. But I hate the whole MCU shit. Pisses me off so much. Yeah. You got a couple females that get leading roles after 15 years of just males running the show, and all of a sudden we're the MCU. Man, fuck yeah, bro. That's just so frustrating.
Yeah, giant blue swinging dick.
That shit is so I can't stand it, bro.
I just want to say this because I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent and have a heart attack live on air.
Yeah.
But I've heard a couple, again, like I said before, I heard a couple of rumblings where people are happy. It's like, oh, he's going to take it in the direction where we're not going to get gender swaps. We're not going to get woke shit. We're not going to get replacement heroes. To that I say, 20 years RDJ was Iron Man. 15 to 20 years Chris Evans was Cap. We're not talking about comics. They're done. Their contract's up. That character has moved on. So we're not replacing Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man with Ironheart. We just have another character who saw what the fuck he did and went, cool, I could do something like that. We still have James Rhodes. We still have Armor Wars. We didn't take out Hawkeye and replace him with Kate Bishop. Jeremy Renner's done. Like, how
Yeah.
many fucking more movies is he?
Yeah,
the
it's-
mother-
it's
how
what I'm
many
saying.
more movies
Yeah,
is he gonna
it's-
do?
It's not like we told Jordan, yo, Jordan, stop playing basketball. We got LeBron here.
Yeah, it's just people.
not to
You gotta,
mention-
like Cap says, like Captain America says in Endgame, you gotta move on. You like
Yeah.
RDJ cannot be Iron Man forever, and anyone casted as Iron Man moving forward is gonna have a hard time. Even if they
Yeah.
crush it, even if they body it, they're gonna have a rough time. So it's like,
Yep.
Yo, but now,
good point, Cap.
but also to point out, they're like, oh, they're replacing with characters that already exist.
Yeah,
Riri Wilson already exists in the comics. Kate Bishop already fucking exists in the comics. Captain Marvel already exists. Kamala Khan already fucking exists. And you can say,
She-Hulk.
yeah, you could. She-Hulk already fucking exists. Like,
She-Hulk
you literally-
was breaking the fourth wall way before
Deadpool.
Deadpool. Way before.
Here's the thing. You brought up legal shit. There's legal reasons why the Hulk can't get his own movie because there's still something with Universal.
Well, yes. I
The
love
rights.
yo.
So he can't
Guys,
get his
just
own movie.
read contractual
again-
shit. It's so interesting.
But again, as much as we would like a fucking lifetime contract, these motherfuckers, besides what, a handful of them, these motherfuckers are 50, 60 years old.
They tired. They
Yo.
tired.
Samuel L. Jackson is 70 something.
Yeah.
And he's still
Yeah.
kicking it. Like, eventually, they're gonna get fucking tired of doing this.
And how,
There's
and it's gonna be
there's only so long you can hang on strings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and at what point do we sit there and go, we're doing the same shit? We got 87 different fucking Batmans. You know, at one point they're gonna have to stop making Batman movies.
Yo,
Never.
but here's the thing. You know how you can expand on the world of Batman?
never.
Dick Grayson.
Nightwing. Let's get some
Nightwing.
Every single
Nightwing.
Batman is year
Damian
one.
Wayne, the Red Hood. The
Batgirl.
Batgirl. These are
Yeah.
motherfuckers that are in his
That's
canon.
like an original idea, Cabs. I never heard of anybody
Uh,
trying to put
whoa,
Batgirl.
who would have thought? Who would have thought?
But here's
Not a problem
again
that I can't
the whole
fix.
woke shit. I don't understand this. I don't
Me
understand
either.
how it's woke. 50% of this fucking population is women. We're getting like Chadwick Boseman died. Rest in peace. If you're not
Rest
gonna
in
recast
peace,
him,
man.
you gotta give the role to something else. They set up 15 different women that it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The
besides
Dora Milaje themselves.
yeah,
Shuri.
besides maybe Shuri, who it was brought up. I'll get to that in a second. Something was brought up to my attention that makes sense. But Nakia, a fucking badass. I can't remember Okoye, a fucking badass.
So the baddest.
One of the fucking best scenes that people love in Civil War was when that Dora Milaje chick stood up to Black Widow, and and Chadwick was like, "Yo, I'd love to see this bitch whoop your ass, but we got shit to do."
Yo, not for nothing. Also, people don't realize is that if you watch any James Bond movie, James Bond is always with the baddest bitch in there,
Mm-hmm.
and she's also a spy.
Yeah. Like whatever happened to the whole Bonnie and Clyde thing? Can I read something that I saw? This is one of the best comments that I've ever seen, and I was trying to go into it about how they've weaponized the word woke against the people who created the word woke.
Yep.
Back in the day, they told you to stay woke when it had to do with some racial shit or like just things aren't what it seems. Like keep your head on a swivel. Yo, military terms, stay frosty. That's what woke means. So check this out. This is the director of Miss Marvel, responding to backlash against the whole woke series thing. He goes, I think it came from a place of anger and a sense that their identities are being threatened. If they can't connect with it, then that's okay. I just wish they wouldn't try to put it down. And this is the best comment I've ever read in my life. Matara Green Bean, wherever you are, genius. The word woke was taken from people who actually used it to simply mean be aware of circumstances and don't get fooled. and it morphed into some trigger / buzzword to upset people who have no idea what it even means and are committed to misusing it. It's actually sad that people can't seem to enjoy anything if they aren't the ones censored in it. This was a fantastic series and a small peek into culture that's not my own. I enjoyed it very much. That is what we've been screaming through the rooftops. Green Bean, wherever you are, thank you for that beautiful fucking comment. That's what we've been screaming on here about Miss Marvel. Like, yo, we have no idea about what she goes through, her culture. I mean, we know a lot of, Indians, West Asians from New York, right? But like, they never let us into their homes unless you had like a friend or something like that who let you do that. But like, we got to see into their culture. On that other page that I have, the artsy page that I don't use anymore, I still check in. One of the people that I've met on there, super cool girl. She is Pakistani. She was mildly into the MCU, maybe not even at all. After Miss Marvel, she has just gone on a rampage on her showing her religion to the world. Miss Marvel made her feel a bit more comfortable showing and she always showed who she was on her personal page. But now on her gamer page, bro, she's a photographer and she takes pictures of weddings. And this whole wedding season, she's only been taking pictures of Indian style weddings. It's just like Miss Marvel, I promise you, on everything. And she's so happy. She feels better about who she is. She wants the world to know it. She wants all other people in the world to know it, that we're all the same. Every time she posts, I talk to her about it. She's just smitten over this series. And if we could just get one person who that made a difference to like that and made herself feel a little better about who she is, then we fucking won, bro. Yeah. I don't understand.
And you know what the crazy shit is, though? For a very long time, the mainstream movies and everything was black and white.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like, the Asian culture developed their own movie system. The Spanish developed their own movie system. You got Bollywood developing their own movie system. And it was always the main shit in America was black and white. And now you're sitting there goes, oh, she doesn't represent us. You have about 400-500 years of fucking movies that represent you.
Yeah, take it easy.
Like, we've been representing ourselves, and it's time for us to show you, listen, not only does our culture matter, but it's just as important as yours. And it stays up there.
Not only that, but look how similar we are. Again, I'm not a Pakistani teenage female. But when Nakia turns around and says, I'm not Pakistani enough for them, but I'm not white enough for them, I understand that.
Yep.
being the whitest fucking Puerto Rican you'll see. I get that. With beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
Word.
You should dye your hair blonde.
He used to be a blonde.
I'm waiting to go full gray so I can be like Cable.
Yo, please. But like, yeah, I hear you. Like,
but like,
I resonated so much with Miss Marvel. It's insane.
Similarities to us.
Yeah. And the thing, yo, and the crazy shit is like allowing other cultures to come in doesn't take away from your culture.
No, it doesn't. Like, can we just live?
Miss Marvel did not take away from Thor or Iron Man or anything else. She added to the MCU.
I've been saying this for years now, where a certain sector of this country used to be here, and everybody else was here, and instead of them seeing that maybe this side came up, they see it as they came down.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking problem. Because I'll tell you right now, anybody who says go woke, go broke, anybody who fucking says that, Aliens better never be in your fucking list.
Yeah.
Of favorite movies.
Yeah.
Because Eleanor Ripley, what the fuck she doing fighting a fucking space alien that bleeds fucking acid? With space marines all around her, they get murked and she lives. What the fuck is that? How have you not been on this pedestal from 1986 until now? It's only now in the last couple of years, from like 18 to now, that all of a sudden this shit is bad. Where the fuck were you in 1980 something? 1990.
Yeah. And it's like Infinity War took a great scene from Aliens, and that's how they defeated Ebony Maw. Like, and then we have all of this cultural appropriation shit, and it's like, I have a question. When does it stop being culture blending and, you know, paying homage to a culture and start being appropriation? Just like, y'all don't even want cultures to blend anymore. It's like, you be white, you be black, you be Spanish. It's like, I get that there's untasteful ways to do things, but like, if we're just loving each other and we're just vibing with each other, then what's wrong with that? Like, there's that Mexican song. I think I've mentioned this before. It's that Mexican song La Chona. It's the meme song. Y la chona se mueve. Y la gente se dice. That song.
Yeah.
Some Japanese, some J-pop. I think it's K-pop. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's Koreans that did it. I think it was K-pop. They did their own version of Chona, and everybody was like, "Oh, cultural appropriation." I'm like, no, they just fuck with the song. They fuck with the song, and they made a version of it. They made their own rendition. They made a cover for it in a fun way. Like, if I was Mexican and I see that, I'm like, oh shit, we made it out to Asia. We doing it. We did it.
I want to try to explain this like this. If you watch the movie Elvis, right, and I brought it up a couple of weeks ago, but if you watch the movie Elvis, you learn.
No more private chat, guys. No more private chat. I'm fucking putting this down. No more private chat. I'm sorry.
If you watch Elvis, you learn that Elvis grew up in the slums and the ghettos around African Americans, and he loved gospel music. That was his home. That was his when everything feels like shit, gospel. And if you watch actual interviews with actual people of that time, musicians of that time, Little Richard, B.B. King, all those people from back then, you'll understand that Elvis didn't take from black culture. He just took the songs he knew. And well, shit, if they're not going to listen to you, I'll sing it. And then if they listen to me, well, now you got to listen to him. He's saying the same shit.
I never knew that about Elvis until you told us that.
That's not cultural appropriation. I'm taking what I know.
Yeah.
And fucking bleeding it in. Again, I grew up in a Spanish household. We listen to salsa and Gloria Estefan and fucking Mark Anthony and all that shit. Tito Puente, all that. But majority of what I listen to is rock.
Yeah.
And it's got nothing to do with just a blending of shit. Now, if you look at the movie Dreamgirls.
Love that movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's another good movie. But if you look at what they were doing, where the black characters or the African-American characters came up with a song, and then the white people were just like, screw that. I'm
got
just
me
do
a Cadillac, Cadillac, got me a Cadillac.
That is where cultural appropriation comes in. So like the whole thing with Aquafina. She grew up in the Bronx or in New York, in Queens, I think. She grew up in New York. What's around New York? Hip hop.
Yep. Everybody.
It started here.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's around New York? Slang terminology.
Yeah.
If you live around everybody, you pick up certain patterns of speech and all that. So when people were like, "Oh, she's culturally appropriating," no, she loves rap music. She wants to do rap music. That's fucking fine.
Yeah.
And you know, and not for nothing.
Again, nuance.
Yeah, not for nothing. Can we say that people that have a problem with this shit is at least bigots? Can we start labeling these motherfuckers the same way that they're labeling, this whole shit gender swapping and racing this and all that. You're a fucking bigot, bro.
Yeah, like there's problems with that. Like I saw a video on Insta. There's this dude. He put on it was like a Japanese like it was like a kimono almost, right? And he had a straw hat, and he was going around. It's like a college campus. He kept going, "Hey, how do you think I look? How do you think I look?" Everyone's like, "Oh, that's wrong, dude. Oh my god, dude, that's so fucked up." Bunch of white folk. There was a black folk in there. There was a black dude in there who was offended. Then he went down to Chinatown, and he kept saying, "Hey, how do I look?" And everybody was like, "Yeah, you look great." And then one lady actually told him, "Bonito." This was a white guy, but the Asian lady said "bonito." She said because I don't know where they were, but I guess it's a big Spanish influence. She literally said "bonito," and it's like, why don't they have a problem with it, but everyone else does? But regardless, the nuance, you could do that wrong. But Theo, you guys know the comedian Theo Vaughn?
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn, he has a skit, right? Where he's talking about he grew up in the hood.
Yeah,
He grew up
yeah.
broke white people, broke black people everywhere, broke Spanish people everywhere. So then, he didn't have anything. He had white friends with privilege. But he's like, I never had that privilege. Never. So his black friends would be like, yo, what the fuck, man? How the fuck you just gonna take everything from us like that? And it's like, dude, I don't have anything. And you think I would take everything from y'all and then just come live right next door to y'all? I'm broke too. I don't got I got nothing. Yeah. So it's like, I think that's the nuance that Cap keeps talking about. Like, there's like, if you could just get over your shit for a second and your own insecurities and your own bigotry and your own sexism, you might notice that there's a lot of beautiful ways to pay tribute and homages to other cultures.
Yeah, it's crazy. In I went to the high school in the South Bronx, and it was black and Spanish, and it was mostly Bloods and Latin Kings in the fucking thing. You had maybe 2 or 3 white people, and I never looked at them like, look at this white boy.
Yeah,
I was on something. If he's here, it's for a reason. So you one of us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you just light skin, bruh. You just light skin. That's all it was.
Like man, and I don't want to like get into it too much, but it's true. Like even comedians. I saw another comedian. He was saying a story. There was a blind gentleman in the stands, right? So he's like, "Oh shit, sir, you're like totally blind. You can't see shit." So he starts cracking jokes on the blind dude, and the blind dude's losing his mind, laughing. So then some other lady, Karen, because it's always Karen.
Yeah,
Karen's like, "Oh, you need to stop saying that." And he's like, "What? You need to stop making fun of him. That's offensive." He was like, "Offensive? How are you? Why are you offended? He seems to be having a great time." It's like, "Well, you just can't talk like that." And he goes, "Sir, are you being offended? Are you offended?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Sir, do you know this woman?" And the blind guy says the coolest shit in the world. He goes, "I've never seen that woman in my life." And the whole crowd starts dying. I went to go see Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz is a very controversial comedian. Very controversial. I went to go watch him. There was a dude, and if you go to a comedy show, if you sit in the front row, you're fair game. You are sitting there with the acknowledgement that you might get dunked on, right? Yeah, it's gonna happen. So this dude was, he only had his torso, no legs, was confined to a wheelchair, and Andrew Schultz sees him. He goes, "Oh, look at you! You're so fucking cute, like a little fucking chicken nugget." And the guy's losing his wig. Now, granted, we're in Houston, Texas here, so nobody got offended, nobody at all. But like, people like that, they just want to feel normal, man. Like, if they come into a room, they don't want you to be like, "Oh, move out of the way. Oh, do you need me to get that for you?" They're like, "No, I've lived with this for my entire existence before running into you. I got it. I'm fine." So it's like the more you make people like that and people with disabilities or whatever the case, the more normal you make them feel, they will appreciate it. And that and there's a difference between joking on somebody and bullying them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was a dude that was a friend of my brother's, and he had he had a situation with his arm, and everybody would just call him Chicken Wing. And he loved that. He loved that. Like, he felt as part of the boys. You know, everyone gets joked on around here. Even me with my disability, I get joked on. I appreciate you guys letting me join in. It's like, stop being so offended for people. If you're not hurting someone or hurting yourself, like, it's all good. A couple jokes are fine, man.
That's why I'd say the fucking fake outrage. Because there's two things I want to point out. One, I started to watch a movie review for Bullet Train.
Oh.
And the first thing out of the dude's mouth was, "Don't worry, the movie's not woke." I was like,
I'm done with this review.
Like, Brad Pitt's on a fucking train fighting people. What the fuck is what woke shit? What could you possibly be worried about?
I'm done. I'm done with that review after that line.
Here's where I say that the whole go woke, go broke shit is bullshit. Right? Because what do they say when it's go woke? It's a female lead,
a queer character,
or whatever, right? Now, I don't know about you, but ever since I've been alive, Leatherface, Jason, Myers, Krueger, Leprechaun, Ghostface, Frankenstein, most 90% of every fucking horror movie villain I've ever seen had to deal with the final girl.
A lot of
the
them.
Chick in the movie who fucking figured out how to stop this motherfucker and get away.
Shout out to Naru. Pray.
Where the fuck have you been calling bullshit on this fucking what was it? Jason Part 5, I believe. The bitch had telekinetic powers.
Yeah.
Fucking Jason up.
Now I know. Once you said that, I don't know Jason by numbers. I know him by deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. Where's go woke, go broke?
You know what the thing is though, Cap? Here's the thing, and I'm gonna talk to everybody. You forgot how the fuck you were raised. And if you have kids that are old enough to do all this stupid shit, and I'm gonna say after our generation, because everybody I speak to that's my age or a little older has some fucking common sense, but everybody else, you forgot how the fuck you was raised and you forgot where the fuck you came from, because you're selling your soul just to fit into this community so you could be that fucking controversial motherfucker for an algorithm. Think about this. You're selling who the fuck you are. You're selling out for a fucking algorithm. And that's, you get no brownie points for that shit, because if you're going to sit there and talk about, oh, this movie wasn't woke, fuck you. It wasn't woke. Didn't you have a mother that took care of your ass? Didn't you have fucking girlfriends that did everything for you? Women are not new fucking creatures that are defenseless. They're not babies. You know what I'm saying? They've done shit our entire lives. There's different countries on this planet, and they have different races and different cultures, and that needs to be seen, because what happened when we started migrating around the world? We started mixing with each other, and that's how we got different cultures, and that's how everybody was different. You think NSYNC would have been around if there was no fucking no Motown?
Boys to Men? No Boys to Men?
You know what I'm saying? None of that shit. You think rap would have existed if there wasn't any fucking jazz?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yo, everything comes together, and every fucking thing works with each other. Stop selling out for a fucking algorithm. It doesn't work that way, bro. I can literally sit here and get more viewers shaking my ass. You know, like if I was a fucking 13-year-old white girl shaking my ass, we'll probably get more fucking viewers here. But I'm not gonna sell out and shake my ass. We got some shit to say.
I'm gonna point out something, another thing where I know that this shit is fake shit. I don't know if you guys know who this is.
Io Shirai?
Oh, she was the karate champion back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Her name is Cynthia Rothrock. And in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Oh,
She was a fucking megastar in
yeah.
martial arts films. You know how I know her? Not because I've just stumbled upon shit. No, my uncle knew who she was. My dad knew who she was. Nobody had a fucking problem that she was making martial arts movie, coming out and kicking the shit out of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, all this, it's mostly the people on the right. Some people in the middle say it as well, but mostly people on the right. You put Gina Carino in your movies,
Yeah.
the Daily Wire, which is right wing, just made a movie with Gina Carino in it. A Western with your boy, the cowboy from
Donald
UFC.
Cerrone. Donald Cerrone. So if anybody doesn't know, Gina Carino was the pioneer of women's MMA.
Carano.
She was the first. She was the first face of women's MMA.
Not to mention,
she was a problem.
Not to mention,
A problem at first.
Yeah.
Again, the Daily Wire does a whole lot of woke, go broke shit, right? Like they have. I'm not mentioning any names because I don't want to give them any fucking credence.
Okay.
Right? But they've done. If you go look them up, they've done plenty of shit with it. They don't like fucking. They don't like Brie Larson, and they don't like all this other shit happening, and they think they're getting all this shit forced upon them. But yet they made a movie about a little girl who's like maybe 10 to 15 who gets involved in a school shooting, but her father taught her survival skills and how to handle guns. So she took guns and then stopped the fucking bad guy in the school shoot. How is that not fucking woke shit? How is that different than Atomic Blonde, where you have a Charlize Theron playing a fucking trained assassin kicking the shit out of people? How the fuck is that different?
Chris said, "Wake up, show ain't woke." Literally, you ain't woke. Literally, you ain't woke.
I'm awake. I'm looking down.
Yeah, you see the voice.
It's ridiculous. Like I hate, and you know what I realized, y'all? This is sad. We got to get better at this, all of us. When we have a DC topic, we talk about it for 30 minutes, and then there's other shit in Marvel. We gotta stop that.
No, but
you know why? Here's why this is tough, right? Because we're talking about Batgirl getting canceled.
Yeah.
And without knowing the particulars, it is just a business deal.
Yeah.
And we can't say much because it's a business deal. You don't want to spend the money. You don't think you're going to make a return on investment, so you cancel it. That, regardless of how we feel, that makes logical sense.
Yeah.
From a practical standpoint.
Great excuse.
Yeah. Then your 10-year plan is just to do what Marvel did. To which, again, how much more are we going to elaborate? Why wasn't anybody trying to figure that shit out before?
You know, and also here's the thing though. It's like we dissect shit. So it's a business deal, but then when you sit there and go, why is Batgirl the only one? Is it because she's the only superhero out of all the movies that end with girl?
So, Scoob, also the Scoob holiday movie got canceled.
There's a few other things for HBO.
There's a few other things but Batgirl's the big ticket item. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on, Jaco?
Jacob, what's up, man?
What up? Yeah, and also it leads to a bigger conversation. You know, because when you sit there and actually fucking dissect what's going on, like we said, and then it goes into certain things, and we compare it to Marvel because what we want, and it's like, all right, you got this 10 years, and you're going after Marvel. Where Marvel is now ain't where it was 10 years ago.
And they're also doing shows.
Yeah, so if you're gonna compete against Marvel, you're competing against Marvel now, which people are calling the MCU, which also is like, okay, now we made the correlation of you got rid of Batgirl because you don't want to smoke with all the women hating. And then we sit there and we have to go on our rants because
a good point.
Like, you know, it's only right for us to educate you dumb fucks out there that can't see beyond your fucking nose and your own fucking judgment, because your whole, like we already said, your whole life, even in movies, in music, in fucking every kind of culture, women have been important. Why is it all of a sudden that you're mad?
In comic book movies.
No,
Comic book movies.
No, but even then, comic book movies. In the comics, women have been overly sexualized. You know what I'm saying? And then think about it. Rogue is one of the strongest X-Men that's there. Storm is literally a fucking god. Wonder Woman is literally a fucking god. There are so many strong female characters that everybody fucking loves. Why is it that when we come into the movies, the motherfuckers that don't know shit are gonna sit out there and go, oh, the woke this, woke that, it's the women shit. You don't know nothing, but your entire life we've been telling you, yeah, you know what? A woman can fucking play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't have to be like I said earlier. They're not new creatures.
Yeah, none of this is new.
Yeah, we've been representing them in the in wrestling, in comics, in movies, our entire lives.
The funny thing, the MCU shit is so stupid because we had the rise of Kate Bishop, we had the rise of Yelena, we had the rise of Miss Marvel, we had the rise of Black Widow's always been around, but like
her sister,
and then She-Hulk and all of that stuff. But most of these female characters that are being introduced now, sorry that you guys don't know, but this is all building up to like Young Avengers shit. Like it's literally the perfect timing to do it. We are struggling now because I wouldn't want to say struggling, but there's a lot of back and forth on the MCU now because we've lost major players. Robert Downey, Chris Evans, you know what I'm saying? So we need to move forward with these new projects and these new people. In the comics, Captain America, Sam Wilson takes the mantle. And Vision in the comics is the one that starts the Young Avenger initiative with people like Kamala Khan, with people like Kate Bishop. She-Hulk runs around from time to time around there. Like
Wiccan and Speed.
And Wiccan and Speed are somewhere out there. We got Patriot who's hanging out with Isaiah somewhere. Like it is actually, there's no better timing for this to happen.
Yeah.
So like
I wanna just say one last thing, and this is probably gonna be the most vulgar thing I've ever said on this show.
Oh.
And I don't care about backlash that I get from this.
Oh.
The key phrase that I keep hearing is force. They keep forcing this. They keep forcing all this shit on us. Okay. I've been alive for 36 years. Gay people.
I'm older than you?
Huh?
I'm older than you?
Yeah,
37?
I'm gonna be 37 in September.
I'm older than him too.
You're 85?
I'm 73.
85 the year.
You were born in 1973?
Damn.
No. I'm 37. I'm 37.
I was about to be like, damn, you out here 106 years old.
Cavs, we had a hard life, bro. I'm 22.
I was just about to say, if you were born in 1973, then shit. If black don't crack, then brown don't frown.
Yeah, I think it's beige don't age. That's for the Spanish folk. That's what they say. No. Yeah, I'm a youngin. I'm a youngin.
Force thing, right? Gay people have been around since before I was born. Grown up now I'm 36, gonna be 37. The transsexual community has sprung up. All this other LGBTQ plus sprung up. At not one point has somebody tried to force a dick in my mouth.
Yeah.
I am still straight. I still have this color fucking skin. I am still male. At no point has somebody said, "Oh, trannies moved in down the block, dick in your mouth."
But you know what has been forced though?
What force has been put on you? Because before you get to that, a matter of fact, get to that before you forget.
What has been forced is you try to make them straight again.
That's the only thing that we're forcing. You're forcing them to be straight, or forcing them to hide again.
My thing here.
People are saying, Kenny. Yes.
People are saying, "Oh, they're forcing us with the pronouns." Here's what I say to that. pronouns are like names, and you can take this however you want. I'm gonna use my little nuance shit in this. Pronouns are like names, completely fucking useless to everybody outside of yourself until you introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you walk down the street and somebody's coming towards you, their name is completely fucking irrelevant to you.
Yeah, you don't know this person
until somebody says it. Nobody is forcing you to learn that person's name beforehand. So pronouns are the same thing. If somebody comes up to you and says, "Hi, my name is X, my pronouns are Y." Well, then in that case, to respect the person, use the pronoun. Whatever they pronouns they want. Outside of that, it's a fucking relevant.
Do you
The
guys
only time
know?
it's relevant again is if you're addressing somebody who's already stated in, like Ezra Miller, Cabs uses the pronoun. If he was a good person, I would go out of my way to use those pronouns as well, because it has been set like someone's name.
What is this pronoun?
I think it's they them.
They them.
So how many times have we sat up here and was like, oh, that the person, we don't know the name.
Yeah.
Again, outside of the context in which you have to use it, nobody's forcing you to use anything because it's irrelevant to you in your normal fucking day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But and there's so much things that you decide to not care about, but when it comes to the LGBTQ plus, oh, you got all the care in the world. You just come out the woodwork to say it's so weird. Like, I don't understand it at all. Like, Elliot Page, huge pillar in the LGBTQ community. And there's people out there that have never, maybe they saw Juno, right?
Or the X-Men movies.
Or the X-Men movies. But you have no idea who Elliot Page really is. Elliot Page transitioned to male not too long ago. Yeah. Used to be, I don't want to disrespect, I'm sorry. It used to be Ellen Page. And Ellen Page, Elliot Page is on Umbrella Academy, and I think so, and they like worked in his pronouns somehow. It was really cool what they did. Very cool what they did. Now, there's people out there.
I know Toe's looking it up. Elliot Page played Kitty Pryde.
No, I know who she is. I just wanted to see how she looked transitioned.
Yeah, so Elliot Page is like a huge pillar in the LGBTQ plus community. And there's people who have just nothing better to do. Like, I'm not calling her Elliot. And it's like, why? What bothers you so much about it? You don't have to put any acknowledgement into Elliot Page at all. You could have just gone with your life, not saying anything.
Yeah.
But now that Elliot Page is out there and is a pillar for the LGBT community, you want to disrespect and just be like, I'm not calling her Elliot. Why?
Can I throw out a little point? They call Muhammad Ali, and not Cassius Clay, and they call Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
and Prince. They call Prince.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this,
I'm also going to point out the simplest thing, because you don't want to call Elliot Page by his name. Cool. How many Sams do you know that are female? You still say Sam. How many Charlies do you know? You still say Charlie. Like, a name in and of itself means nothing.
It's pointless. You're right. It's only means something when you introduce yourself. That's a good way to put it.
And again, in this context, when we're bringing up Elliot Page, then the use of his proper pronouns, which we got to look up to make sure that that's correct.
No, Elliot Page. I'm pretty sure Elliot Page is he/him. I'm pretty sure.
The use of proper pronouns is then warranted.
I'll confirm that.
Outside of this conversation, it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, and
just like, and I don't want to get too political and all this other shit because it's a comic book show, but like everybody who brings up a religious belief for abortion or for gay marriage or for other things, I don't subscribe to your religion. So why should I be held by a rule that you follow that has no bearing on me?
Yeah. No, and it's true because and that's your reason. That shouldn't be everybody's reason. No, but like, see me, I'm gonna have to be corrected every time we talk about this shit because I'm so used to him and her. Like, if I see you as a woman, I'm gonna call you her. If you're gonna correct me and say that's the they and them, that's fine. There's no disrespect here. It's because I'm so used to like one, like you said, Cap. I honestly don't give a shit what you want to be called. It's not gonna go in my memory until it's said as a common thing on this show or in a conversation in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone turned around and was like, yo, Brenda wants to be called a he, I'm gonna call Brenda a she until we start calling her he multiple times a day, and it's like, all right, now he's a he because it's stuck in my fucking brain.
But that's just you, because you're not even good with regular names, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But see,
By the way, Elliot Page is he, they.
Okay.
I know to some of you simpletons out there, it gets really confusing, but if you just take 2 seconds to acknowledge it, it's really not that hard.
I don't begrudge anybody who's like Toe and is a little confused or forgets or didn't hear the news.
Yes.
Like if this is the first time you're hearing that Elliot Page is now he, they, then again, with nuance, there's levels. Nobody wakes up and goes, okay, I remember everything you just told me to do.
Yeah. 100.
Like you have to accept that it's going to take time for people to get used to it. You have to give them the time to get used to it. You have to let them acclimate. And you also have to accept that there's going to be people who are never going to fucking do it. But those people have to be called out on it. Because I will say this to the day I die. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's true.
You trying to exercise your right to free speech, saying whatever the fuck you want, as ignorant as it sounds, doesn't mean it doesn't come with fucking consequence. Without consequence, man.
And I know we veered off, so it's just crazy. Do you guys know the pronouns for chocolate?
No.
Milk chocolate and dark chocolate.
Hershey.
Her and she.
I like that one. Nice. That's a good one. Yo, show. Now I know we couldn't get a word in with you, but one last thing. What is your take on what's going on with the DC and Warner Brothers Discovery and HBO Max? Like, from what you hear from us, like what is your opinion as someone who's not really into the comics? Does it matter? Are you excited to hear that they're changing shit up? Like, what's going on?
I'm disappointed that we didn't get the show that was already made. It's sad. It's not like they needed to do extra work. It's not like they needed to hire extra people. They just simply needed to put it out and let us enjoy. But then again, from a business point, it's also understood, because if I was the boss and this wasn't going to bring in anything, we already put 90. We down 90. Can we make 180 and double up? I doubt it. So we might as well scrap it and make 90 through tax. That's all I understood from both sides. And
it's not bad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I do.
Like I'm not trying to say. I'm sorry. Sure, go ahead. My bad.
No. Before I do ask a question, if you want to finish, because I do have a question for you guys. I wrote down.
Ask. I was just gonna talk shit.
I did hear you guys say Robert Downey is irreplaceable. Is there anybody you would try to replace him with?
No, what we said is that people say that he's irreplaceable, but sooner or later we're gonna have to move on from RDJ, and understand that Iron Man, the character, is bigger than RDJ himself. We get it. We love RDJ. Thank you for your rendition of Iron Man. It was beautiful. But what Cap was trying to say is that motherfuckers can't play these roles forever. We're gonna have to move on, you know? We're gonna have to move on. So, you know, that's what we were saying. But to answer your question,
Yeah, who would you recast him with, if anybody?
As a new Iron Man?
Who you think would do a good job as the new Iron Man?
you know what's funny in a weird way? Sometimes I picture Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange, when he has his like goatee. Sometimes I see him in the suit sometimes, but it's just weird.
Did you see the behind the scenes photo?
No.
There's a behind the scenes photo of Endgame. I don't know how real it is, but if it is real, a behind the scenes photo of Benedict Cumberbatch in the Iron Man suit.
I've never seen that. But
I never heard of that.
But his goatee is very reminiscent of Tony sometime. So yeah. But who could play Iron Man? Let's look.
Cocky, but good acting. He has to be a cocky, smooth, funny. Damn. Robert Downey was hitting it on all angles.
Well, it depends on how you. Oh, okay.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what rendition of Iron Man you want to do. If you want to be more towards the comics, you want to be more towards the comics. I can see the guy that does 007.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I can see him as an Iron Man, like a drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like a drunk Iron Man. You know, like from the comics, that dick type shit, or maybe somebody that does like TVs or something. Because listen, it's not hard for a guy to seem smooth when you can make the women really just be like, yo, act like you lust over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the Batman movie. This man was literally an emo. Like he walked into that fucking funeral. Listen, tonight will be the night that I fall for you. Like he looked like that was his inspiration to be Batman. And there was still plenty of people going after, that's Bruce Wayne. That's Bruce Wayne. Like they made it seem like he was a big fucking deal.
And to be fair, like, and I think Cap mentioned this before, Iron Man was like a relatively like low grade character. A lot of these Avengers they weren't Spider-Man, they weren't X-Men, you know, like, so there was a whole Iron Man show cartoon that like I would say about 85% of MCU fans miss. And I mean only MCU fans, not Marvel fans. Yeah. So like we love Robert's rendition to it, but like I'm ready to see another Iron Man. I'm ready. You know, let's see it. You know what? Like maybe I don't. The thing is that everybody's kind of old now, so I don't know a lot of these new young cats anymore. So you know, I know a lot of these OGs. Like fuck it, put Leonardo DiCaprio in there.
I have a question for you guys, but we'll continue this. But right after this, I want to ask you this question.
Let me just answer this question two ways. One, you could find an actor to be the new Iron Man, because everybody said Heath Ledger was going to fail after Jack Nicholson, and he didn't. Everybody said Joaquin after this dude, and he didn't. So it can be done. Here's who I would replace Robert Downey Jr. with. Nobody. Iron Man fucking died.
Yeah.
And if you bring him back, I'm walking away, because now I know death means nothing. And any stakes you put in your movies means nothing.
Well,
and
that's the real answer.
Yeah. I hate doing shit for no reason.
That's the real answer. I think he was just, you know, there's a hypothetical, like who would it be? You know?
Real quick. What would you think about the dude that was in Pineapple Express? Not Seth Rogen, the other guy.
James Franco?
Yeah, like if he acted serious, I can see him being a drunk. And
he's he's almost as problematic as Ezra is, though.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Nowadays, yeah.
Now, question, real quick, because someone brought it up, and I seen it. Yo, Giancarlo Esposito
as Professor X.
No, as Dr. Doom.
Okay, yeah, I have seen that as well.
What do you think about that?
I think everybody is on an Esposito high right now. I don't like it for Doom. I don't like it for Doom. I'm not a fan. I think everyone is on an Esposito high right now. Even video games are on an Esposito high after he did Far Cry 6. Like, I get it. He's a great actor, but and you know me, I don't mind the gender swapping at all, but I don't want to see Esposito.
So-
I'm kind of getting sick of him by this point.
So I have to be true to myself. If I'm gonna sit here and champion, or not champion, but be in favor of, let's show different cultures, let's give different people their credence. There's more than just whatever. I can't sit here and be all right with Giancarlo Esposito being Dr. Doom, because Dr. Doom, although it is a fictitious country, it is a country in Eastern Europe. And that in and of itself is a whole culture that can be represented, like the Romanian culture or the Ukrainian culture. You can do a mix of the whole Balkan area and also have that represented. And that needs to also give room to breathe and have credence too, and have people turn around and see themselves up there more than just Dracula and Transylvania.
Yeah.
And all the stupid shit that comes out of there.
Cap is so smart.
And you can have somebody who's a villain.
But he was gonna say a dictator.
I caught that show. I caught that.
He was gonna say a dictator, but
Because Dr. Doom is technically a dictator.
He is a dictator.
Okay.
Yes.
But because it's weird to say these words in this order in a sentence. So I'm
Correct.
But
That's why I hate the
you can have a
sound.
person who's supposed to be an evil person, but when you go to show the culture and the people and the architecture of the cities and where he's from, all that's handled with love because he loves his people. His people want for nothing. They love him. So there's a whole dichotomy that you could play with, and changing him out for Esposito, now you run the risk of that's a legitimate case of, well, we're gonna squash down one to put in something else that has nothing to do with that region.
Because what you're saying is that Dr. Doom and where there's already so much culture there that, like, let's explore that first before we go anywhere else.
Well, look at it this way, right? What do we know about the Baltics, about the Baltic region? You know, Ukraine, Latvia, Liberia, all those little countries that came out of the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
Romania, all that. We know, like I said, Transylvania and Dracula comes out. We know Borat.
yeah.
Outside of that, what do we know about him?
Yeah, let's learn a little more in there. Yeah. I hear you.
I worked with a young woman, Liliana, who was from Romania, who was the director of recreation. Wonderful woman. All this, every time we had a culture thing, they would come in their traditional attire, kind of looked like what Puerto Rico and Cuba and DR kind of look like the same shit. Like there's ways that you can, even within Dr. Doom being a villain, there's ways that you can show that cultural experience in a good light that brings, especially with the Ukraine-Russia shit,
Brings awareness.
Yeah, it brings awareness and brings another aspect to the MCU that we haven't seen. Because even so far, the only other place that we know about in the MCU is Sokovia. What do we know about that? The Avengers blew it up, and Baron Zemo is pissed.
Yeah.
Out of
Outside of
Sokovia
that-
comes Doctor Doom. That would be a
Yeah.
great way to link those.
Out of that, we don't know much about Sokovia. We don't know much about their culture, or what they've been through, or what. And if you're gonna, again, I can't be a hypocrite. If I'm gonna say we gotta, I'm okay with representing now the Mayan culture with Namor
I'm gonna go after you after this.
and Wakanda and the African American culture and Pakistani culture and all this shit. I gotta be all right with throwing in culture that we don't already know about with, quite frankly, people who look like this. you got to be all right with all of it. You got to have room
True.
for all of it.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
So I have said it here many times, and we'll wrap it up after this because it's getting late. But remember the Resident Evil shit I was talking about earlier. So
Yes.
I've always said from the very beginning, I am okay with cultural swapping, gender swapping, as long as it's like, nuance. As long as there's some nuance to it. Now, the one Resident Evil tested this for me. And so Albert Wesker is douchebag military type. He's in a special, biohazard type unit that deals with all of this shit. My man's got slick hair. He's as white as can be and shades, whatever. The person that they've chosen for Resident Evil to be Albert Wesker is an African American. That's Albert Wesker. Okay,
that's the main bad guy.
That's the main bad guy. This is Albert Wesker in Resident Evil 5. This is the Albert Wesker that they are, representing in the show. The dude that they picked for it, if you could bring that up, Albert Wesker in the TV show, I'm okay with the racial swapping. Y'all just picked the wrong brother for this because he looks like a dork and he's bald because he made clones of himself. He made clones of himself, and all of his clones are bald. Yeah, all of his clones are bald because this guy's bald. But when the real Wesker showed up, he shows up in his leather, and they put a toupee on him that looks terrible. Bro, he looks like a Walmart version of Blade. And again, I am fine with the racial swapping, but I just think you picked the wrong brother for this. This guy's a dork. He's not cool. Look at that. Look at that hairpiece.
Oh, it's funny. They put the picture up.
I didn't even see this, but you can immediately tell it's a Walmart Blade. Clearly the guy's black, but where was Idris Elba for this? You know what I'm saying? Where was these? I think you're muted, Cap. Where was these cool, suave-looking brothers that could have done this? No offense to you, sir, but you look like you should be in a lab coat, which is okay. Which is okay. But Wesker is not a lab coat guy. Even his variants, in Resident Evil, they're not variants. They're legit clones. So it's I'm okay with it, but you got to pick a smoother brother than this. There's a lot of good-looking black men, suave, hip, shades that could pull it off better than this guy. Now, the reason I think that they went with this dude is because he does voice work for so much video games. He is the bald dude in Destiny. I forget, Zavala, I think is his name. I'm not sure. No. No. It's not a good look.
I want to say two things. One, the picture you had up there of the white guy from the Mila Jovovich movies.
Yeah.
He was a shit choice as well.
He was a shit choice.
He was god awful too.
Yes, but I agree.
The funny thing is, the dude who played him in the Netflix show, that's the concierge from John Wick. That's the dude who in John Wick 3 knuckled up with John and protected the fucking Continental. So he is a badass mofo.
Not in that wig, though.
Right for the role.
The toupee killed me. It does not look good.
Yeah,
I need Wesker. I need Wesker to have a nice haircut.
You know what it is? It's not the fact that he's not smooth. It's that what they wanted him to do with that character, he couldn't do.
I don't think so. There's other brothers that can do that, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have made him black. I'm saying you picked the wrong black guy. And Netflix has been falling into this trap where they use popular IPs to try to make a show. And, Cowboy Bebop, now Resident Evil. And I keep hearing the same thing over and over. If this wasn't the IP that you were trying to grab from, if it was its own independent thing, this would be fantastic. And I think Resident Evil falls into that so much because I was actually interested in seeing how hard it fell on his face. And it actually had a pretty off-the-wall, crazy ending with some really good, impressive computer graphics, might I add. But the fact that it was Resident Evil is just, this could have been any other zombie thing. It would have been fine. The fact that it was Resident Evil, it really blew it. But I did watch all 8 episodes because I just want to see how bad it landed on his face. And it didn't stick the landing. Have you ever seen the video of the girl who flips off the thing, lands, and breaks both of her fucking knees, both of her legs? That's what happened to this show. Yeah, it's grim. It's grim. Like it was, if this could have just been anything but Resident Evil, it would have been fine. You could have called this Zombie Apocalypse 2036 and it would have been fine. But the fact that it's Resident Evil, wow. And it's in the universe, so they're like, in the future, we could see characters that you might see. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody thinking of watching it, but the end, they hand this guy a name, and you see the name, and it's like, oh, fantastic. At the end of this show, we get something that we can hold on to. Thanks. The last episode, Ada Wong. And I get it. Sorry for the mic thing. And I know we have Wesker this whole time, but okay, I'm done now. Sorry, we're going over way too long. Sorry. So, nuance. Listen to Cap.
Word.
Nuance is too important.
Yeah, and you know what the crazy shit was? I only looked at him as a character that can be that serious and give fear and all that other shit. But when you actually do go into the backstory of Doom, unlike any other character, Doom is culture. He's 100% culture. Like if you change Reed Richards to the dude from This Is Us, the brother from This Is Us, if you made him Reed Richards, it wouldn't be that much of an impact because Reed Richards is just an intelligent man.
Yeah, he's just science.
Yeah, you know, so I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. And I agree with you.
I would have loved to see homie that played M'Baku. I would have loved to see him as Wesker. That's a cool brother.
Oh, yeah.
You put some shades on that, man. That's a cool brother. You picked the wrong black guy. I'm not mad that you picked the black guy. Man, you picked the wrong one. And
you didn't write Royal for this one.
Yeah, because he's a great actor and he has a really good voice and he does a lot of video game voiceover, which is why I think he got the job. He just knew people who knew people who knew people. Yo, we're gonna throw you $20 million to come be Wesker for a few episodes. My man said,
I do.
My man looked in the mirror like, this isn't gonna end well, but sign the check.
You know something? Like you said, I forgot who just said it, but if you take the concept of what Wesker's supposed to be, I can see this guy, why you would pick this guy to be the overarching man in the chair that everybody's supposed to fear because he's pulling all the strings.
Mm-hmm.
I can get that on the concept level. But then again, when you start adding in how he's actually supposed to be portrayed and all the little nuances of the character, well, then you got to get somebody who can give you the concept and the execution.
Come on, bro. You got to get a cooler brother than that. And I was fine with everything. And at first I was like, okay, so what's up with this Wesker? Because, okay, I understand that Wesker, you got a black guy to do it. Fine. But there's something weird about this Wesker. And you find out mid-show that this is a clone, which Wesker, that's canon. Wesker he injected so much T-virus into himself. He got clones running around everywhere. So I'm like, okay, this is a clone. And I was upset because I'm like, man, if the real Wesker is bald, I'm going to be upset. I need that hairpiece. But he comes out with that toupee, and I was just like, you could have gotten Wesley Snipes to do it. But it would have been too close to Blade. And he's a little older now. But this guy's old too. I just don't think he carried the coolness of Wesker.
Yeah.
I'm done there. If you guys want to watch the show, go right ahead.
I heard a little bit about it. I'm not interested.
Yo, I'm done watching bullshit. So if it's not good and doesn't come recommended, I don't fucking watch it.
Yeah, man. I really just
Yeah.
I wanted it to just go well.
So-
And maybe
yeah.
season 2 they listen to some stuff, maybe give us some characters we know a little better, give us more
Yo,
in-depth story, but
You know what gets me fucking pissed? How there are actual shows that I did watch, like one season came out, and Netflix is like, we're good, let's cancel that shit. But then they'll make something like fucking this Resident Evil, and it's like, let's give it 4 seasons.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never been into zombies and vampires and shit like that anyway, so I'm not.
You didn't
really-
you didn't watch Walking Dead?
I watched the first 2 seasons. Once they killed Shane, I was out.
I watched the first 3 seasons. Well, after the whole governor thing and the jail,
Yeah,
I stopped watching after that.
Yeah. Because you know what it is. Listen, you guys know already. I have a problem with Lois Lane. I have a problem with a defenseless person trying to act tough and being the safe
And starting trouble.
Yeah. So that fucking kid
Yeah.
was pissing me the fuck off.
You're not the
Don't
only
walk
one.
around like you got the biggest dick and you're too pussy to actually kill a zombie. Fuck out of here. Get that the fuck out of here. I will never subscribe to that shit. Never ever. Like I never had a problem with Pepper Potts being tough and standing up to AIM, the head of AIM and all that other shit and putting on the suit and beating the shit out. Never had a problem because she was already a strong woman that stood up for herself. And you could see that in her. But when you're completely defenseless and useless and all that other shit, and then when you start doing shit and you're beating Doomsday? No. I can't. I'm out. Can't do it.
It always rolls back to Lois Lane for you.
Yep.
Always rolls back to Lois Lane.
And you know what's funny, bro? The Lois and Clark show.
Yeah.
On yo, dude, I love that Lois Lane.
Yeah.
I love that
Clark on there too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good
That's
Superman.
old. What that was on like NBC or something, right?
No, the new one.
Oh, the new one.
The new one.
I'm talking about the old joint with
Christopher Kane.
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain.
Yeah, Dean Cain.
Yes.
I
like that one. Yeah,
I enjoyed that show.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
did
that show. Yeah.
Yo, I would be remiss if I didn't point this out. But
Yes.
so the way you feel, well, I'm not even talking about the 2 Batmans.
Oh,
here,
okay.
but the way you feel about Lois is how the majority of people feel about Kamala Khan, this chick from Prey. I know there's a difference.
Yeah.
But that's
Big difference.
That's how they see what's going on. That's the whole go woke, go broke shit. That's what they're seeing.
Nah. Because
People
my thing
crazy.
is beyond gender. It just so happens that they write the female characters like that. If you made her tougher and she don't have to be a badass fucking around with the other shit, but if you made her not so dependent on being saved by someone and all other shit, then I wouldn't have, like Kamala Khan. In no point in this fucking TV show did she needed to be saved by anybody.
She did the saving.
Yeah, she got the power and she stepped up to the plate and she wanted to be something better and she strived to be something better.
Like
even her friend.
There's instances where like Kamran and the grandma
because she was
like
out
picked her
skilled.
up in the car because they were, but she was out doing hero shit.
Yeah, she was just unprepared for the situation. She was doing her best.
Yeah.
Like her friend that knew all the technology and all other shit, Bruno. Yeah,
That's hilarious because that's what Kamran was calling him the whole show.
You know what I'm saying? But Bruno,
that means that worked.
Yes,
that worked.
yes. Like Bruno, like right? He's the tech guy. He's not a tough fucking person, but when shit hit the fan and he needed to save his fucking friend, he's there. He's not hiding the whole fucking time and then out of nowhere, I'm gonna take the big dude. No, get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna take the big dude.
Again,
You know,
I understand nuance.
no,
But I just have to point out. That's the avenue people are coming at. That's what pisses me off. But I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about because I don't see that.
Yeah, no, I get it. And for everybody else that does it out of a place of bigotry and hate and sexism and wherever other fucking name you want to call yourself, you're an idiot. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Please go fuck yourself. I don't even want your fucking subscribe. Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, okay, good night, yo. It's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads.
Somebody just said good night, show.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell? It's a soundbite.
I have the soundbite for sure.
Yeah, that's like that old school say good night, Shirley. Good night, Shirley.
Yeah. Yo, and if anybody wanted, Cruz was a part of this because
knows you're my friend, bro. You gotta get it together.
like I'm gonna get sounds of all you motherfuckers. But yeah, on that note, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.